Hello, everyone, and welcome to this round of 16 premier matchup in CR6 between Michigan State University and Texas A&M. I am Snail, and casting with me tonight is Mend. Mend, say hi to them, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Good to be back here again.
All right, and this matchup is one that was not expected, as Michigan State being a 16 seed and Texas A&M being a 25 seed. Both these teams are making great runs right now, and one of their runs is going to have to end tonight. Mend, you got any predictions for the match?
Honestly, I don't know much about Michigan State, but I know Texas A&M is definitely a refined team. One of the teams that has been around the scene for a very long time. I think Michigan State, some of these names look familiar, such as Polyblob. So I think this should be a good game coming in here.
Yeah, I am very excited to see these two teams. Believe this is the first time that both of these teams are going to be streamed this season. They've both been playing really, really well. And we're going to head over to the map bans for tonight's match. The first map we will be playing is going to be Oregon, and then we're going to be playing Villa as Michigan State decided to ban Consulate as Texas A&M banned Club. So there might be a little bit of scouting going on here. We don't really know. But then we have Tamu banning Coastline and Michigan State, or Tamu banning Michigan State banning Theme and Tamu banning Coast, my bad. And that would leave us with Cafe. So in order, we have Oregon, Villa, and then Cafe. Three very exciting maps for you guys tonight.
Definitely. Honestly, Club getting banned first, that probably is some scouting there. Club usually one of the teams that's more favorable. For most teams, been in the map pool for a very long time. Oregon, one of the newer maps, recently got a rework, but also very much played. Teams like it a lot so far. So that'll definitely be an interesting map since Oregon's one that most teams have brought into their map pool now.
Yeah, Oregon is a really interesting map for a lot of teams because it can be played so many different ways, and basically it just opens up a lot of new strats, new play styles for different teams. You have some of the players that like to play the extended type defenses, and you have other teams that are playing the more push together and compressed defenses. And it's just going to be very interesting to see what strats each team pulls out and what attacks each team does. As we're going to be heading into the lobby right now, we will see Michigan State, I believe, on the attack first, and Texas A&M will be starting on defense. What do you think is going to be supposed to be at the split? Mend?
Honestly, 4-2 split probably very likely coming out from Texas A&M. Defense very defender sided usually. The two floors, the top floor kids and the bottom floor basement, usually are won very heavily by the defender side. Oftentimes awkward to attack for the attacking side simply because there's not a lot of entrances.
Yeah, I guess that also has to do a lot with the bands as well, especially with the two bands that are coming out from the both teams here. A Thatcher band from Texas A&M, and it follows by a Habana band from Michigan State, and then Michigan State banning out the Wamai. So there goes another shield. And so far, I'd have to say that these bands are almost standard, but also at the same time not very standard.
Yeah, Habana is definitely an interesting band here. Wamai is interesting, but we do see it a lot. Now now I think Wamai has been banned more recently in the meta due to the utility burn game. Just removing that Wamai removes that extra bit of utility, saves the attackers a lot more time from having to burn those flashbangs.
Yeah, one really interesting up is going to be your Jaeger and your Clash. Jaeger's an operator that also gets banned, kind of like us as a substitute for Wamai, because Wamai being banned, you only have about 2 to 3 discs at the beginning of a round when a team goes to do their attack, and with Jaeger you have 6. So it kind of interesting to see the Wamai getting banned. I guess that's for like more the long-term utility instead of that just initial utility dump. I'm guessing that Michigan State's going to be a team that tends to attack not with a direct blue push on the bottom floor, but more of a laundry freezer type or laundry freezer take.
Yeah, definitely. Maverick coming out here. So Maverick is very useful on this map, almost a necessity when you have Thatcher Band. Just being able to open those walls is really important, especially on the upstairs side. We will be seeing downstairs first though. But Maverick can help out if those walls are electrified by the Kaid.
Yeah, and with that hard breacher being up, there is a lot of work that Maverick can do that just completely just counters a lot of that mute bandit and Kaid style, and it looks like the drones are going to be circulating around the blue entrance, so I'm guessing there's going to be a little bit of a push there. Defense right now seems to be a pretty normal look for a defense on this map. You have them extending into blue, and I don't believe anyone is roaming just yet. I think the only roamer might be the
Attackers are moving out.
Bandit, but Bandit will be coming back to site. So that just leaves no roam clear for Michigan State to have to take care of.
This is a very interesting setup coming out of Texas A&M. Usually there is a shield inside of blue, but there is no shield on where the corner is. Instead, they're opting to put it by the door and put their ADS very aggressive.
Yeah, gonna be stopping a lot of that utility right away. Walling is gonna have that utility burn. He's gonna have one shield left. That shield's gonna go down now because of that Ash charge. And it looks like Prey's already backing out and reinforcing. So 30 seconds in, Michigan State already with a heavy dirt push, already all the way into dirt. Almost hits his teammate there as they're gonna be trying to take more control, but they do have to clear out pillars. A quick little peek from Harry Potter, and Walling gonna take some damage.
Yeah, very fast clear coming out of MSU, but the Ash is in danger. That wall is open right next to her. And Hibachi will get the first pick. Maverick instantly trades it back though on the top pod.
Yeah, now we have a 4-on-3 for the defenders here. Middle bit of Maverick holes in the wall, gonna be able to hold that backside of the bomb. Prey's not gonna be able to rotate back, and Dow has to be careful that he doesn't get picked off from those holes. Finn gonna be up top trying to clear, but nothing. Oh wait, one will be in meeting hall. One is rotate out for the flank. That's the Kaid of Chief. Chief gonna be backing off though, as the Nomad's going to go back down the stairs as Polyblob is taken out by Hibachi. Prey's taking out Spin as Spin had taken out Hibachi. And now it's going to be all up to the Zofia with about 10 health in a 3v1 situation. And they have the Jaeger on the shields. The Jaeger fires and shots at Pillar. Zofia going to be pushing in and going to die to the shotgun of Praise. What a round for him. I believe that's a 3K for him. And Texas A&M is going to take one run pretty handily.
Yeah, I think the very important pick to come out of there was the Maverick. Being the second pick off of the attacker side just does not allow for a lot to happen after that. With Maverick being picked off, those walls were impossible to grab, and the attackers all just had to funnel, and that did not work out well in their favor.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. And we're going to see the defense now moving up to Kids in Dorms as they have won their first side of basement. And they're going to be looking to extend that lead to 2. Michigan State looked like they kind of got funneled up there and were unable to, get that surrounding type of play that you really need when attacking on Oregon. And that ended up making them pay the price.
Yeah, with the Maverick here, this is more of a site where you want that Maverick. Getting Attic open, is very important. So the Ace is probably going to go Master side, and this Maverick is going to end up going Attic, and that split push is very important. So just being able to grab that map control of Attic is what's really going to help propel MSU into this if they're able to grab it.
Yeah, most definitely, and we're going to be seeing probably the Ash and the Zofia also split up with those 2 Hard Breachers, and that's just probably going to leave Spin, the Nomad, on his own, probably to go and try to either pressure big window or maybe do some armory take, as, you need the soft breach with both of those to, get the Kades off the walls, and you need the Zofia to open up the Maverick trick, as I believe that there's going to be a Valkyrie cam inside a meeting hall, and most of Texas A&M's defense is located on the east side of the map right now with, I think, 2 roamers. Hibachi still reinforcing inside a meeting. That's going to be very interesting to see how the attackers decide to deal with that, as I believe the meeting hatch is also going to be open. So that means that the Valkyrie will be playing inside a meeting hall, and the Cade will be left to defend Attic with probably the help from below.
Yeah, I like the way Texas A&M is actually setting up their shields. That window one is kind of sketchy since there's a small trick you can do with Maverick. I will explain later. But the one inside of Generator is a very interesting shield. Not one that you normally see. Protects that white rotate a little bit better. But a heavy hold downstairs coming in from Texas A&M. But even 2 people down here.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see Michigan State, rotate their attack around to maybe big window, as you see so much utility invested to this Attic side push. But instead, it looks like Walling the Ash just going to try to just move in on it from Garage. But he's going to probably run into 2 players trying to get angles, as I believe they had pinged the drone, possibly. They do know that he's there. Podwaka and Hibachi both lining up to take on Walling the Ash in Garage. That's leaving another area open. That means Kitchen side is going to be completely open right now. Why Podwalker is distracted on Garage, and it looks like the whole Michigan State team is just loaded up on the side of Attic, as we're going to see the Walling just barely miss shots on Hibachi and then almost hit more shots on Podwalker. No damage taken yet from either team. And they're just going to wait as Podwalker is the Ash is droning once again.
It is taking a really long time to get this wall open in Attic. This is normally not something you want happening. This is taking way too long. Now with only a minute remaining, they still have this Valk below who can hold the hatch, and the wall isn't even opened.
Yeah, and this Michigan State team is just honestly not doing anything in terms of, you know, getting control of much, as, you know, Volley has just stepped into Trophy, and he's going to get a nice shot into Praise, and that's going to be the first pick of the game. What a shot by Volley. Praise going to go down. That's the smoke, but he's going to get refragged by Podwalker, who's now rotated back to site. Does not look good for Michigan State right now, as there is a lot of stuff to go through and not a lot of time.
Yeah, with 30 seconds left now, there's almost no time for them to do anything. Finally able to get open this master wall, but it might be a little bit too late. They're just gonna have to funnel through Attic and the store here, most likely.
As
Ace
the
does
Ace
get the first pick though, another one on top white.
Yeah, one player on top white. Chief gonna be holding from Attic as this Maverick gonna be pushing up. Maverick gonna take shots, lose the gunfight to the Kaid as Hibachi gonna be on the flank. This is gonna be massive. Hibachi has every opportunity to get all these kills. He's gonna get a double kill onto the Ace and the Habana. Or that's not the Habana, I think that's the Ash. As is gonna be all left up to the Nomad. Nomad gonna lay some shots in, not gonna land. It's gonna be very intense 1v2 here. He's gonna have to reload, not gonna have the time. He's gonna get swung on very, very soon by this Jaeger. He's gonna have to flash, but that bomb is gonna be starting to get diffused. He's gonna lay some shots and not gonna be enough as Podwalker, the Jaeger, gonna take out Spin on the top of White Stairs, and that is gonna be a second round win for Texas A&M.
Yeah, really close. They're coming out of MSU, almost able to recover from taking that much time, but they really need to speed it up here. That Attic push and the Master push just taking way too long.
Yeah, this flank from Hibachi too, basically perfect timing on his part. You know, he didn't know where the planter was originally, but firing at that Ash right away, the Ace running into the Valkyrie, that nice double kill from Hibachi really just gave, you know, A&M the huge upper leg there, along with the fact that MSU took almost 2 minutes to open up that Attic wall.
Yeah, honestly, some really confusing parts there. Maverick clearly wanted to nade over the wall. We saw that over there. But the Ace was over on Master's side, so even if they naded over the wall, I don't think there was anything they could have done with it. He would have had the Maverick trick it anyways. And then after it was Mav tricked open, Volley decided he wanted to rotate over and go over to Armory side. So, pretty confusing coming out of MSU where they want to dedicate their players and how they're taking. So they really need to clean that up here. It is a tertiary site though, so they will have the advantage going into this round at least.
Yeah, I feel like if Michigan State would apply more pressure around the site more, you know, earlier in the round, they'd be getting a lot of free picks by just, as you saw, Volley, just, you know, stepping up to that trophy door with a minute left, catching Praise on the rotate. That was a huge pick for Michigan State. Unfortunately, he was unable to get that next kill because of so little time being there. He kind of has to peek, which puts him in a massive disadvantage when the defense all immediately knows his location because Praise has just died.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, just time management needs to be on the side of MSU here. They need to be able to pick this up on attack and get in at least 2 rounds here if they want to have a good chance going into the second half.
Yeah, and with this being Michigan State's map pick, this puts them at an even bigger disadvantage because if they lose this, they're going to be going to Texas A&M's choice map, which if you're down 1 map going into a choice map, you're definitely not going to be exactly fond of doing that.
Definitely. It's early to call. One thing interesting coming out of the Capital is that he will have the secondary hard breach gadget. So I don't think there's anything, yeah, there is nothing to deny this wall. So he'll just be able to grab this for free and the Maverick won't even have to do anything, which will definitely speed up their time here.
Yeah, I believe that this is the first time on stream I'm ever seeing using a secondary hard breach gadget like that. And really good use of utility from Michigan State to use that secondary hard breach gadget to get in. Valkyrie Cam going to already get spotted out too by the attackers. They're going to see the holes, basically all the defensive positions that the defense has to slow these guys in their attic take as they are defending dining. 3 players upstairs as Walling going to be the first to probably get an encounter. Going to try to hit some wall bangs, not going to land anything as there's kind of just a standstill going on the second floor.
Yeah, there are also a lot of holes from above here. The smoke should be able to hold the majority of this door, but also that can deny that plant down below them if they ever get that wall open. Looks like Ace will be getting that wall open now inside a meeting, so that looks like where they want to send their end game.
Yeah, I think with the amount of utility that, you know, Michigan State's put in like above already, and with the utility that Texas A&M has put in, they're definitely going to be going for a meeting targeted plant like on that box. And I think with that hole there, it actually hurts um, the defenders when it does the attackers, because now that the attackers have control of attic, that hole is really, really hard to play to get any kills on, as it looks like the Michigan State players are just all holding angles, waiting for the defenders to have to move or rotate or something, as, Podwaka and Chief are both up there, but nobody even contesting them yet, as it looks like the entirety of the defense is just, it's like a linear, very horizontal battle right now, as there's going to be a trade coming out. Hibachi going to take down Golden, as Spin's going to take down Podwalker, and then Spin will get refragged by the Valkyrie of Chief, and Walling going to take down Hibachi. So now it's a 3-on-3. Offense has 30 seconds left. Prey's going to be playing in the close corner to try to deny this plant. He's going to be smoking off the kitchen door. Walling going to be taking some damage. Walling going to go down from Chief from above. That's what happens when you don't end up holding the above control once you've taken it. And Praise is going to be sitting here in the corner of the server room. Chief going to be holding an angle above on the door.
Volley's running back up the stairs here, but it is way too late to be going for this play. He really needs to be helping out his teammate, and he'll get fragged anyways. One thing coming out of MSU right now is that they're all taking from one side. There's only one dimension to these attacks. They're all just trying to force their way in, and honestly, it's not working for them. Texas A&M just able to focus all their guns and stare them down.
Yeah, Texas A&M looking very mature on the defensive side of things. They are not taking gunfights they don't need. They're not peeking too early. And Michigan State is trying to just, take advantage of teams peaking early, and it's just not happening from Texas A&M. They're waiting. They're waiting. They know that they're going to win on time, because eventually Michigan State will have to push. And when you have so little ground covered, especially when you do like a full up top take into attic and you never even step out of attic, that's a win for the defense. And that's going to cause a lot of problems for Michigan State, and Texas A&M is taking full advantage of that. So now that we're rotating back down to the original site that Texas A&M went to, hopefully Michigan State has figured out that they're going to change the way they're going to attack this, and hopefully get a round win here for them.
Yeah, what do you think MSU needs to do here to be able to enable some of these attacker plays to work out? Because clearly what they're doing right now is not working in their favor.
What I would tell MSU to do is, there's the standard 2 takes. Well, obviously we're going to see MSU doing a blue take here, because they're putting all of their drones there, all the utilities there. So they need to have a good initial utility burn, which they've had before. They need to take care of this rotation hole in attic upstairs. They have to get control of big tower. They do not have a nomad anymore, so they have a Capitao instead. This Capitao, they need to take control of big tower and then take control of backstairs at the same time as taking control of blue. That way you can force them off of pillars. You can force Hibachi into getting an early pick, and then you're just able to hold angles, because there is nothing up top. No one is above. So literally, you can just get control of back tower. They can't really go anywhere from there, and then you have enough time to execute your push, because a flank would not have enough time to get there.
Definitely. Once again, though, MSU, not what I want to see here. Literally, all 5 of them are stacked outside of blue here. You were all just going to be funneling into this Valk and into this Bandit, but I think the Bandit has already closed off that wall, deciding to just pull back after the shield is gone.
Yeah, I feel like Michigan State has quite a problem with that wall being soft and those little holes there. They're going to smoke it, but I don't really know if that's going to do much to them. It will allow them to get through safely, but that drone a little bit lagging, and now Walling's going to be making his position known by the doorway, so they're going to have to take control pretty quick. There is a Valkyrie cam on him. Does he know, though? This Valkyrie knows where he is. Going to swing out, but Walling will get the kill into Hibachi. That's a huge pick, as he's just going to watch backstairs, and the Zofia will hold his cross. There is a flank coming out from Dow, the Jaeger, but will Michigan State be ready?
If Dow can get this timing, the round is literally over. He's just biding his time now, probably waiting for a call from his teammates. But in the meantime, Volley will get the frag, and they're running into sight here. Volley picking up the second as well. There's one more in this hallway, but I don't know if he'll be ready for him. The flank does end there as well. Chief coming in from freezer. Plant starts going down. Ashley the rotate hole, and we'll get the final frag.
Yeah, Michigan State kind of just forcing their way in that time. I feel like a lot of mental mistakes came out from A&M. That Valkyrie swinging off the double door. The flank the flank from Dow was actually really, really good. It was just very unfortunate that, Michigan State just kind of got, they got in that plow mode, right? Where you just run through the defense. And one big thing to notice is that C4 that was thrown, I don't remember which defender threw it, but that C4 that was thrown, if that went off, that was at least a double kill. So that getting picked off before he was able to actually ignite his C4, that was a huge pick from MSU, because if that goes off, that leaves Chief in a winnable situation.
Definitely. Yeah, the flank from Deo was a good idea, but just unfortunate with the timing. His whole team ended up dying on him there. Not much he had to do, had to press the issue, and they were just ready for it. Choosing to go back upstairs, deciding that downstairs take, they did not like what they saw.
Yeah, I feel like Texas A&M kind of just knew, Michigan State, while it wasn't exactly the prettiest attack or the cleanest, it was a good attack, and they kind of rolled through the Texas A&M defense. At Texas A&M, I think they noticed that, and once again, A&M putting that shield so close to the window. If Michigan State notices this, they can just take that out immediately with no utility having to be burned.
Yes, I was talking about that in the very first round, I think, but I forgot to mention it. You can literally just walk up to that window with Maverick and torch it, and it'll be destroyed, and that's the end of it. That's why that shield is not the best to place, since it can literally be burned within seconds, and sometimes can get the kill off of it as well if you have a teammate holding inside the tower.
Yeah, another interesting shield placement that we can talk about is Praise's shield that's inside of the games room. That shield is obviously pretty good, except for I feel like, the window being right there and white stairs, it just kind of makes yourself kind of get cornered out in there. As the Michigan State team, once again, doing a full big tower take. This is very interesting from them because, last time it didn't work out in their favor, and I don't know why they think this time it will be any different. We're seeing the same defense coming out from Texas A&M, and basically the same attack from Michigan State.
Yeah, Golden is definitely learning from his mistakes, though, choosing to map trick the wall instead of just nading through it. This will be a lot quicker, and with the time they've spent so far, it hasn't been a lot, but all 5 of them are just here. So I don't know what their plan is to push on a master, but going only attic is definitely not the play you want to go in here. It's a very, big tunnel, basically, that you don't want to be throwing all of your attackers into.
Yeah, they're going to really need this Zofia here to go and open up the wall for them because Ash is unable to do it because of the fact that that Kaid charge is still going off. Luckily, Volley does open it up. And now the Michigan State side needs to start to create some more penetration. You can't just have all 5 stacked up. People stacked up right there. The Capital going to be on that shield. Unfortunately, you don't know the Maverick can just walk up and nab it. And I believe the Capital is just going to go for the straight-up walk-in because Walling is getting ready to push that. That's going to get naded out. The shield's going to be gone. Chief going to be backing off. Unable to get through the rotate hole. Unfortunately for him, he's going to land some pre-fire shots. The Michigan State team is all stacked up. He's going to get one. Could he get the next on a Walling? Wow. I thought that hit there. Did not, though,
He
for
gets
him.
out as well. That's the important part. He gets out. Not only does he get the frag, but he also is able to escape. I don't know where Hibachi went. He was playing underneath this hatch. The hatch is actually closed. That's kind of unfortunate for him. Cade just getting aggressive again.
This Cade is just he's on something else tonight, folks. He gets out with his life, decides, hey, I'm gonna go back in, I can get more picks. Might as well just go and try to get some more kills. He's gonna take out the Ash of Walling. It's gonna be a 3v3 now as Volley is gonna get a refrag. But once again, we're seeing Michigan State, a full flip take. Now they're all grouped up inside a trophy room. They have no pressure from Attic, and that allows A&M to retake. But somehow Volley was in the site, gonna get taken down by Chief. Now it's gonna be all up to Polyblob and Golden, the 2 hard breachers remaining, and it looks like they're just going to end up getting stalled out here as Golden's going to actually take a rotate into Attic. He's going to have an opportunity. He will get zapped, though. I believe the Cade heard it. Yes, he did. Cade's going to hear it. Cade's going to get, or Podwalker heard it. I'm sorry. And Polyblob and Golden both get taken out by Podwalker. Really good play from A&M there. Once again, Michigan State just not being diverse enough, not being quick enough, and it's really, really hurting them.
Yeah, MSU just, once again, attacking all from one side. I really don't like the way you want to do that because Oregon is definitely a map where you want to be splitting people. Whether for basement, they might go freezer main, or they might go blue backstairs. And for the upstairs, you have the attic master push. But right now, they're dedicating everybody attic, and once they take attic, they're dedicating everybody master. So the Cade was able to get away with, honestly, a lot of shenanigans just by pushing at the one dude attic, because the rest of his team is already rotating to Master. Just a confusing take in general from MSU.
Defenders, protect
Considering
your
this is
bombs
their
from
map
being
pick, you
defused
think
by
they would be a
attackers.
little bit more refined on these attacks, but really showing some struggles here.
Yeah, we're going to see how confident A&M really is right now. They're going back to the treachery site. They're just saying, screw it. We don't care if we lose. We don't care if we win. We're just going to keep doing our rotation that we did before, because they could go back downstairs, but obviously they did not like the looks of what that downstairs attack was from MSU. So they're going to be going back upstairs. Last time here, MSU just kind of stalled out. They got control of Attic with not much contention, but then they just all sat in Attic. They never actually took control of anything else.
10 seconds
I would
remaining.
like to see Michigan State try to, push from two sides here,
5
and
seconds
the amount of
remaining.
utility invested into this bathroom as well, and the fact that Michigan State is going to avoid it and not even push it,
Attackers are moving
is
to
not exactly a
defuse the
bad
bomb.
thing. But if they're going to take from the same side they took from last time, they have to split up. They have to take from Master and from Attic and try to get a pinch onto these players that are above. Because if they can't clear them in a good amount of time, it's going to be the same thing that happened last round. Just nothing. Nothing's going to happen for Michigan State.
Yeah, the big thing that's helping Texas A&M right now is Michigan State themselves. Just stalling out every round is really giving Texas A&M the advantage that they need here. One thing interesting that we've seen from Chief, I think almost every round now, is that he's opted to bring a shield on Valkyrie instead of the Nitro Cell.
Yeah, that is true, and there is a good shield meta coming in, as the game progresses, and I think that is just one of the signs of it, as we're going to be seeing Walling, basically the sole entry fragger for Michigan State, enter in here, going to get a fight with Podwalker. No one going to take any damage yet. Both shots unable to hit, and Michigan State coming from a different side this time. But Volley's going to take out Chief. I believe that was from the window. And now Michigan State's looking pretty nice as Golden going to take out Podwalk. This is exactly what they need to do. But unfortunately for him, he's going to get taken out by Praise, who is holding the angle from above from below on the big window. I'm sorry. And but Michigan State will have up top control. That's exactly what they needed. They lost one, but they're still up 4-3 in man advantage, and now they can probably go for this execute on a lot safer position.
Yeah, Michigan State making good time here. But Deo does get the second pick, evening it out into a 3v3. That was the guy breaking in small tower. So once again, if they don't rotate anybody over, it's all going to be from this big tower side. Hibachi is off site still, though. That's interesting to see him off. Maybe looking for a flank push out of drone. But now it's really just stalling, not really knowing where these defenders are. They're kind of looking, but not able to find anything through the holes.
Yeah, now once again, the Michigan State team going to be caught in Attic, going to be looking for someone rotating. They're not going to find anyone, though, and Polyblob going to throw his ace charge on the wall, and Praise going to take a little bit of damage from Walling, and Walling's actually going to get the kill onto Praise. That is a massive pick. That is your player who's supposed to be defending that plant spot. They're going to see the Valkyrie charge, and everyone's just going to die. Walling going to take out Hibachi, and Michigan State's going to take it back. Good play. Good vertical play from Walling there to eliminate a bunch of players on Michigan State.
Yeah, kind of looking sketchy at the end, but Walling getting some huge picks, able to get those people out of security. I was actually about to say before Walling got that pick that the smoke is going to come in huge in the end of the round here simply because of those smoke canisters still being up. But Walling able to get the pick off to him, and shutting down that security hold is what they really needed to do, so able to successfully execute it, ended up giving them that round.
Yeah, I feel like in the long run, that's going to be a huge round for Michigan State. Because that's one that kind of, if you think about it, Michigan State had the advantage. It got thrown away very, very quickly because it seems like they're really struggling to, drone themselves. Like, you had 2 players die from holes that were below windows, which is something that really should never be happening. And, A&M kind of brought that game back and then brought that round back for themselves. And then Walling just coming in so clutch with the vertical play there, just taking out, 2 of those players from above at the end, and really just giving his team that round win right there.
Yeah, MSU coming in with more of the traditional plays, the more standard shield coming back here, it looks like, with the 2 ADSs being placed far back. Hatch is being grabbed, pretty normal setup here. Malusi will help with that blue hold a little bit extra, and the Cade and the Goyo both being able to slow down the attackers, whether it's with the hatches or the Vulcan shields.
Yeah, it's very interesting that we didn't see the Malusi being played by Texas A&M. She's really, really powerful, to slow down the defenders, and, well, has a really good gun as well. And A&M just decided not to utilize her. So we're going to see how Malusi works out for this Michigan State side. And as it looks like A&M going to do the same thing Michigan State did, except with, nope, they do have, I think, all 5 people over there. They're going to go for a complete blue take. Going to be very interesting to see how MSU defends this, or if Texas A&M's offense is more effective than MSU's.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what Texas A&M does because there is a lot of utility over here, and to be honest, you're kind of seeing the same thing on Michigan State's defense as we saw in their attack. I think they have 4 people dedicated to holding this backside here, so they're definitely weak spots in the main, and I think Texas A&M is adjusting that and getting ready. But all of them are choosing to go away from blue, but you have one person close to the door, one person pillars, one person on the rotate. This Somebody's pushed up close on freezer stairs, but with 3 people in the back, it'll be hard for them to all rotate out and hold that front side.
Yeah, Bray's got to be careful here. He's going to run into Walling, who is playing on the top of free stairs. He's actually going to come back up. Texas A&M needs to be careful about this aggressive play from this Michigan State side, as Dow is for some reason deciding to clear upstairs.
Reloading.
Kind of confused there, but now we're going to see the whole Michigan State side rotate over to hold the front. So now, but Walling going to get actually Dow going to get a first pick onto Walling. That's going to be freezer control for them. Malusi going to be laid down. This is going to be very dangerous if Dow's going to try to punch this. He's thinking about it. He decides to go against it. Probably a smart play from Dow there. As now Michigan State's holding the front side pretty heavy, as Polyblob going to get that's a pretty nice kill on the Podwalk. I don't know how Podwalk didn't get that kill. A lot of shots being rolled out from the Kaye to Polyblob, and he's just going to be playing on this bomb chassis. If Texas A&M has some guy go backside, that's going to be huge for them, as I don't think anyone's watching it on the Michigan State side.
Yeah, one thing for Texas A&M that's good is that they still have a minute to play with. They can still make some adjustments to the take. They have 2 people in freezer here, which is where the majority of the hold is. But like you said, they've given up the backside completely. All of them are staring at freezer. So if somebody's able to sneak in that back, they could make a huge play for Texas A&M.
Yeah, Dow going to get taken down. Then the Thermite going to get taken down by Golden. Going to be just hold 2 pretty simple angles there. And Volley's going to take down Praise, and that's going to be all up to Chief now, who did not rotate back in time. Chief going to take out that Malusi. And now we'll have to fight a lot of people on the backside, and we'll not even be able to win the fight against Spin on the TCSG, as Michigan State with a dominating basement victory on Texas A&M, and they're going to be going into this next round, only down by 1 round after being down 4-2 at the split, looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, good play coming out of Golden just to be able to sit there and hold down Freezer. Put a lot of pressure on them, didn't just let them walk up for free and pressure Polyblob there, who was actually stuck in that corner. But the good thing from Texas A&M is the adjustment there. Being able to recognize that the blue take was not going to happen and adjusting to freezer main. Unfortunately, wasn't working out in their favor, but just seeing that is a good sign and shows that they're ready to make the changes, unlike we saw out of MSC.
Yeah, and something that Tamu really needs to do for next round is they need to leave those players. They need to leave a player over on the backside of the site. Even if he doesn't pressure and just holds an angle, a very passive angle, it's still really, really effective because as you saw, Michigan State, they all rotated to that front side. If they just cleared out that Malusi real quick, then took their utility over to Freezer and Main and started doing a heavy push there, you notice how Michigan State's entire side rotated. It would have been very easy for a player that was just sitting on those backstairs to walk in and get multiple crucial picks for that offense and just basically allow them to win the round because of that.
10 seconds left.
Definitely. Hindsight is 2020 though, and sometimes that's hard to see mid-round. But after that round just finishing up, they should be able to notice that. A lot of guns were trained at them. They heard a lot of different guns shooting at them. So being able to recognize that might come in crucial here. Just pretty standard holes coming out of MSU, holes for default plan, and then just the standard rotates.
Yep.
But it looks like Texas A&M is setting mostly up for a big tower take with some setup outside the front door as well. So just a master attic split, pretty standard.
Yeah, and as you notice, they have they just have 2 players, the Cali and the Ace on that side. So they're not going to be wasting a lot of utility and people, really, as Dow is going to pretty effectively open up this. I believe he's going to open up below the floor. I don't really, yeah, he will, and that's going to be the Kaye charge off the wall. And now Polyblob going to be holding a very nice angle onto that window. So Dow, hopefully he notices that angle he just made. Otherwise, he's going to get popped when he walks in.
Yeah, interesting enough, Polyblob didn't put that on the ceiling. He decided to put it lower on the ground. Cali looking to get the K charge off.
I wonder if he would be able to. I'm very confused
Yeah,
where
I
he
don't know
actually
where
put it.
that K charge is. I think the K charge is really, really high up and it's kind of hard to see it. Mel just running through the breach. He's sitting inside a closet. This could be a free kill if they're aware of it.
Wow.
But just a nice shot coming out of walling, killing the thermite. That's the only player master side at the moment.
Yeah, that's just typical Siege for you. Because even on our screens, you know, that player didn't even have a chance against Walling, just got instantly melted by him, and that's going to be your thermite down of Hibachi. I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem because that wall is already open. But what is a big problem is they cannot figure out this Kaid, but Dow going to take down Walling, and that's going to be trophy pressure kind of relieved for this Texas A&M side, is if they can afford to get into Attic here, they could make a massive push here. As you know, the defense is all backed up into the very back of site. They don't have a lot of control over the front. It's just spin. If they can get into Attic, they can push spin out, give themselves an easy plant.
Bomb located by attackers.
Yeah, the take is gonna be very last minute here. Luckily for them, breach is already open. Notice below to play the holes low. So plant could go down if he's able to get into that default spot. Looks like one is rotating below, maybe trying to apply pressure elsewhere.
Yeah, Spin gonna take a lot of damage, almost die, and it's gonna make him very, very difficult for him to hold that angle, as now they need a player to kind of sneak through in to get to default if they want any chances. But there's gonna be shots coming out from the Attic, not gonna be able to land anything back, as two players on very low health for Texas A&M, but Michigan State players at 2 on a half HP. That's going to be Spin going down to Praise. Going to be a 4-on-2 for the attackers. They're going to need to find a way in. Cali going to be laying shots in. Praise going to be taking the plant down. All they have to do is protect Praise, who's playing default. He's going to C4 out. He's going to kill Praise. 2 seconds left. He's going to take down one. It's going to be a 2-on-1, and they're going to win the round. My gosh, Michigan
C4
State.
coming out of Polyblob. That absolutely saved them the round there.
Yeah, if you're the Texas A&M side, I don't know how you're not prepared for that type of C4 toss.
Yeah, they had the info that the guy was, or no, they didn't have the info the guy was an addict. They actually killed the addict player. So the K was able to get that C4 off, but really close round. Texas A&M definitely almost having that, and honestly should have had it in the books. But Polyblob coming out with a really clutch C4, just not enough time at the end to recover after that. The attack had to go into a panic, and the frags came in for the side of MSU.
Yeah, one thing that's really interesting to me, you know, in hindsight, obviously, you see everything a lot more clearly, and we can see everything a lot more clearly up here in the booth. But if you take out the guy in Attic, it's very interesting to see that they didn't go for the default near the Attic door, as that tends to be a little bit safer than, you know, the default plan as you saw, because that C4 from the Kaid, that's a pretty common C4 to throw, and he was completely protected when doing that because that Cali was unable to kill him right away. So that plant kind of got very, very messed up in a way because they didn't have that C4 coverage either, so they couldn't shoot the C4 in the air, which allowed Chief to get that, or not Chief, I believe that was Polyblob, to get that free pick onto the planter.
Yeah, with nobody in Attic though, it's kind of hard to make that type of read or that type of play. Just being unable to grab that K charge is very huge for them. But interesting enough, this round, MSU decided to 6 off of the K to the Maestro instead. So there will be absolutely no wall denial, and all these walls should be free for the Ace and the Thermite to grab. Or just the Thermite now.
Yeah, we're going to see Texas A&M running outside in like a conga line as they're moving towards this green window. They're going to drone it out immediately. I think they're going to go for a quick rush here. They already have the breaching charge on the wall. It's just a matter of getting the droning in there to go for it. No, they're just going to all walk away now.
Yeah, it looks like they want to give that up. They droned it out to make sure nobody was there, saw the smoke there, and decided maybe is not the good time to be running into site.
I got a feeling Podwalker's going to use that breaching charge he placed later in the round as a distraction when he goes to push that. He's going to get the defense looking at it, and he can do a lot from as that thermite going to be going out, and it will open up the wall from above. Very interesting to see that no one on the Texas A&M side decided to shoot that out. Polyblob, or Michigan State side, I'm sorry, decided to shoot that out. Polyblob going to be in a very interesting position behind the couch. I don't know if he actually can't be seen from above because the thermite hole is so far over.
Yeah, the 3000 IQ Thermite plays that we see here being able to open the wall from above, very smart. Only opens up that head hole. They shouldn't be able to see the Maestro where he is unless they breach a little bit further to the side. But Cali looking to get rid of this charge here, getting stuck on the beams though, kind of unlucky.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Cali. You know,
Not
playing all
able
those
to get
angles.
it.
Yeah, still not able to get it. Very, very interesting. As we're just gonna see Dow kind of just walking in here, trying to get some distraction play. They're applying pressure from the windows as well. Dow gonna be taking shots. Dow gonna take down Spin. Prey's gonna refrag Spin, but Dow will be killed by Spin. So it's gonna be a 4v4. And the Nomad gonna be quick peeking, and they will realize there's a Jaeger shown in there. And what is up with the lineups tonight?
Wow.
As there's another lineup for Texas A&M, and that's just gonna leave Hibachi left.
Yeah,
Hibachi
strong frags coming out of Golden here. It looks like he just wants to save and talk to his team about what's going on. This is a very crucial round for Michigan State, actually. Getting able to get the 3-site rotation and bring it now into their favor as well. Going from what looked like a very dire split, it was... I think they were down 3-0 into the one-rounder win. So 4-1 into a 4-2, and now into a 5-4 going into this upcoming round here. But... really just Golden getting a lot of huge frags, able to hold down that freezer on the downstairs take, and now able to single-handedly hold down kids, getting the 2 frags he needed up there. Just good fundamentals, it feels like, coming out of MSU for knowing, like, when to hold upstairs.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Hibachi just gonna, you know, let the time run out. They're definitely need to talk about what is going wrong in these attacks. You know, they probably, in that time that was about 45 seconds, where Hibachi was just sitting outside, they probably planned out their next 3 attacks, because now that you know their rotation, now that you know what their defenses look like, you can plan a very, very strong attack and really just, you know, give yourselves a really good chance of winning.
Yeah, calling the tactical timeout here, where you're just able to sit outside and recuperate with your team, is a good idea. It can really help you set up, clear the mindset, clear the momentum, hopefully. And now they should be going to this next round prepared, showing the Maverick again, but this time the Thermite instead of the Ace. Or I don't think they brought the Maverick the first time
They did
attacked
not,
him.
they
I
did
think it
not.
was Ace and Thermite, yeah. So Maverick should speed up that process. Obviously, they had trouble getting that K charge off last time. So deciding that Cali's gun might be a little bit too clunky, or that the gadget isn't working out in the way they want it to. So choosing to bring the Maverick, definitely a smart choice.
Yeah, I feel like Cali and Oregon's just one of those operators that's kind of just like not very good. You know, you have those long angles. You have the long angle of attic. You have some long angles from dirt all the way to pillar. You know, she's good in certain areas, but in the grand scheme of, you know, pushing on these sites, Cali's not exactly the best op to have, because, you know, her gun, while it is a one-shot, it's just very clunky, very hard to move around, as you said. And, you know, that Maverick's going to be basically putting now 5 full guns on the table, in opposed to like 4.5.
5 seconds left.
Definitely. Cali, I don't think, is bad on this map if Maverick was banned as well. But Maverick has been up on the board, and the fact that Texas A&M has refused to bring them up until this round here is very questionable.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of teams in general just tend to not play Maverick because he gets banned so often that, you know, you just kind of forget that he's there. So it does make things. Maybe that's what Texas A&M thought. That could have happened, and we're going to be seeing the same hold coming out from Michigan State, but Spin getting an early pick on the praise. That's a really nice shot. Nomad down. No more Nomad charges going to be able to come out from him. And Texas A&M going to try basically the same attack. They're going to actually try to fully go for it this time, and it's not looking very good for them right now.
Yeah, getting that early pick off is very crucial, just completely shutting it down. The nade is able to come through here, and we'll get the refrag, which is nice, but you still have to deal with these 2 shields that Golden and Spin are playing off of. Spin will be falling back, though, to close off this rotate, make sure nobody can just get in here for free. And that will be what I would say a successful blue hold coming out of
Yeah, very risky play from Chief there to just run in when the shield was still there. He could have paid off really badly for him, but luckily for him, he's still alive. Walling's got droned out in Harry Potter, so they're gonna need to send someone up to the backstairs somehow. Dow gonna almost potato, I think, onto Walling. Walling gonna get away with one there, gonna get a kill onto Dow, and that's gonna be an advantage for the defense. Again, Walling at really low health, but you know, he still has his gun, he's still alive, and he's still causing problems for this offense right now.
Drop the bomb
Impact trick? That is
Yeah, what a
impact.
big brain impact trick. Now, Walling gonna go in and take out one. It's gonna be one behind the barrels. While Walling will get refragged, that's quite okay though. That's gonna be your thermite down. They ain't breaching that wall anytime soon. And now their Maverick gonna get hit with a C4 and gonna take some damage from the barbed wires, or from the electricity as well. Golden gonna be holding a nice angle. Golden gonna take down one. Golden gonna take down two. Double kill for him, and that's gonna be Michigan State's fifth round win in a row. Michigan State is coming out really strong. Coming on really strong, I should say.
Yeah. So this is really a time where Texas A&M needs to evaluate what they're doing on attack and what's going wrong. They had that reset, but clearly nothing worked out. I think their mindset behind that was, okay, we were going to go for a blue take the first round, but we decided to rotate. Let's just go for a blue take. They got absolutely slaughtered on that blue take right now. Just couldn't find any openings, any picks. They were able to get the nade off, but I would say that's more the smokes problem of getting maybe a bit too aggressive, maybe a bit too overconfident there. But definitely a good hold coming out of MSC, really having all their bases covered on that blue side and just locking it down.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's kind of interesting to see that, like, you know, MSU, they do a full one-side attack. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And then, you know, they get a nice round where they just kind of run through with the full one-side attack. And then you have Texas A&M coming on the other side, you know, doing almost the same thing, right? They all go for one attack, and then okay, we'll switch, but then we'll all go in another angle, right? And it's just not working. And now they're gonna really have to win, because if Michigan State wins this one, that's game over, and that would be that would mean that Texas A&M did not win a single round on attack if Michigan State wins in this round.
Yeah, Michigan State's defenses have definitely been good, but the star player right now, I would say, is Walling. Just, even though he's not as many kills ahead as the rest of his team, just having that confidence to just swing into blue to impact trick, to just run at the enemies and really apply that pressure.
Locate and defuse the bomb.
Yeah, Walling and Chief, two top fraggers of the game right now for each of their sides, but, you know, Texas A&M gonna have to step it up here if they really want to. If they want to make this game go to OT, they're gonna have to start playing really hard. Walling gonna be the sole roamer this time. I don't believe they had a roamer the first time, so Texas A&M will also have to adapt and deal with him, depending on where he's gonna be playing. I think he's playing in Classroom right now. I wonder if he's been droned out already, as that Ash is on her drone.
I think they had 2 people below last time, but Walling ran up really early, and I think Golden stayed below. I don't know where Golden is right now, though. I think he's playing closer towards site, whether it's by Kid or by Adam. Jay's over here. Looks like he's trying to trick the wall.
Yeah, and I believe the wall, the bottom of the wall is blown open, but the Kid will have to use his claw. I don't believe he does have one claw, so he will be able to trick this wall, and he will throw it on kind of early. Very interesting to wait that long. Maybe he's worried he can't hear, but it doesn't matter. Spin gonna kill Praise. Huge opening pick there. That's your Nomad down once again. Praise has been opening for back-to-back rounds now. They will catch Rolling on the rotate, so that is very important for them. And I don't know what Cade. Oh, Cade is holding an angle in the Classroom.
They don't know that he was drone, though. I think one thing that Cade did was that he got on that default cam downstairs. I don't think they shot the main lobby default until just now. So I think he was waiting for that. They have the info that he's above, but Deo really just not looking at it. Takes a lot of damage to the floor here, but Hibachi's close on the wall, maybe able to apply some kind of pressure here.
Yeah, you can tell that this Michigan State team is very used to playing Oregon. As you can see, you know, just that player crouched around the shield, but here's going to be a gunfight between Dow and Walling. Walling just barely going to see him down. You're going to have no clue Walling is sneaking up behind him. And he needs to be careful because he's going to die to Walling, and that's going to be a 5v3 for Michigan State here. And it's looking really good right now for him. Chief going to have that wall open. Podwalk going to be pushing in pretty fast. And they're going to take out both those ADSs. Walling going to get another kill on Hibachi and Master, and this one does not look good for them right now. But Podwalk going to get one refrag, and he's going to need about 3 more to make it close. He's going to be unable to step to that wall as well, because that's only a single ace hole, and he's going to see Spin going to take down Spin. That's going to be 2 kills for Podwalker. Chief's going to have to get outside somewhere. He's got to rotate to push these guys out so that Podwalker can try to get some kills, because as it stands right now, Podwalker going to have a very hard time getting in, especially with all this smoke.
Yeah, Pod right now is really just stuck inside the attic. He really needs to make a play with only 15 seconds remaining. Luckily, the Maverick was able to rotate over, but that wall is closed. They're all just going to have to funnel through doorways and get in here. Pod does go down, all onto the Maverick now. Has to plant or get the 3K. Does not find anything, and Michigan State will take it. A flawless defensive half coming out of them.
Yeah, now we know that Michigan State, the reason why they picked this map, they are really good at defending it as they win this one 7-4 with those 5 rounds in a row. And we're going to be heading over to Villa as the next map, and that will be Texas A&M's map pick, so we're going to have to see what they decide to come out. And we will see you right back after a short little intermission.
Welcome back, everyone, to map 2 of this round of 16 matchup between number 16 seed Michigan State and number 25 seed Texas A&M in the Premier Playoffs. And we have Michigan State leading 1-0 as they took their map of Oregon pretty dominantly, ending with a 5-round win in a row streak on defense to take the map 7-4, and now we're heading over to Texas A&M's map of Villa. As Texas A&M has the first ban, we're going to see Thatcher go off the board. That is pretty standard. And let it be known that Michigan State also elected to attack first on this map. That's very unusual for Villa, as it is pretty heavy defender sided. But you know, Michigan State must be feeling some type of way on the attack, so they're electing to go with it.
Yeah, in the first map, what we saw out of their attack side really wasn't that convincing. So surprisingly, they chose to attack first on Villa. Maybe they have some different strats here, feeling a little bit more comfortable. This is a map where you can more one-sided take, whether it's through study or through trophy and across horizontally. Whatever the take is, you can tend to more openly push to one side than the other, which is what Michigan State chose to do. Well, my ban coming out again, another interesting ban. Clearly just not liking the Wamai, don't like dealing with it, hate the bird, something of that nature.
Yeah, very, very interesting. You know, I'm starting to think more and more, man, that Wamai ban is actually a target ban. Because, like, you just left Mira up, right? Like, Michigan State just left up Mira on Villa.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mira is very strong on this map. I didn't even realize that. We're so used to seeing Mira banned just because of how much you can change the meta. Maybe they're kind of bouncing off the fact that Texas A&M might not run strats for Mira because they might be expecting it to be banned. They're not showing it in the original pick phase here, but a clash will actually come out instead. So Hibachi deciding I'll create my own walking Mira window instead of having just one placed down on a wall.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, we're sitting here thinking about it like, is the Mira gonna 6-pick? Nah, we bring out the more toxic Mira. We're gonna bring out the Clash, and you know, I like the Clash pick actually here, because you know Texas A&M, they're realizing, all right, Michigan State knows how to play defense, obviously based on Oregon, right? So you can assume that Michigan State is going to be pretty good on defense on Villa as well. So you bring out the Clash, a little bit of toxic, a little bit of annoyance, and well, she makes a huge impact on the round. And Michigan State, already a slow attacking team, Clash is going to make it that much worse, because now when they're doing those 20-second, 25-second executes, that Clash can be right in their way, slowing it down by about 10 to 15 more seconds, giving them about a 10 to 5-second window to actually get everything going.
Attackers are moving out to locate a
Yeah,
bomb.
one thing I want to know out of Texas A&M though is that, is this a pocket pick or is this their strat? Because honestly, they really need to shut down some of this momentum by MSU. You said at the beginning that they won 5 rounds straight on defense, but it was actually 6 rounds straight because they won the final attacking round as well. So MSU riding some huge momentum right now, and hopefully they'll be able to continue it into this next map.
Yeah, one thing that's very, very interesting is, you know, you don't see them fully reinforcing the bar wall. So Texas A&M definitely having strats for this map, and that is one of the reasons that I really hate Philly, is because of the fact that teams don't fully reinforce those walls. They open up like everything, and then it just basically becomes a fight of long angles. Walling going to take no time, and he's going to scare the hell out of Praise, but it doesn't matter because Praise, using that extended barrel on Jaeger, says, nope, you're gone. And that's going to be Walling picked off the board in the first minute of the round. Good news for Michigan State that they are moving faster. Bad news that they're face the entry fragger as Ash is now dead.
Yeah, that was a really smart play from Walling, I would say. Just having somebody drone him, getting in aggressively. Obviously, that Jaeger's not ready for it, but Walling just whipping all of his shots and getting punished for it.
Yeah, gonna be a very interesting move by Podwalker there, as you're gonna see him peek a guy outside his study. Gonna be very interesting to see like why he would do that. Maestro camps are gonna be gone. We're gonna be leaving 3 players on the north side and 1 player to be pushing study. Prey is gonna be using this mirror, walking mirror shield pretty well, just holding the angle right next to her Clash's head. And the Michigan State side, once again, getting pretty stalled out. C4, whoa, that is not a good C4, Podwaka, and kind of just destroys the barbed wire too, so I'm going to say that was a complete waste. Probably not the best play you want to make.
Yeah, they're definitely having problems clearing this clash right now, though. Just deciding to give up 90 instead of trying to fight this out. So it looks like they want to go for this vault door plan, but they're not able to apply any pressure into bar. I think they're trying to go for it now with the Habana. He's just waiting for that wall to get cleared.
Yeah, Chief gonna take down Volley on a super long angle. That's absolutely nasty. Podwalker gonna take down Golden. It's gonna be a 5v2 for the defenders. A swing in from Polyblob as the vault wall gets opened up. Praise gonna start to get aggressive and gonna take down the Habana. And that's gonna be all up to Spin as Spin's gonna get taken down by the Ella of Dow. And Texas A&M showing that they know what they're doing on this map, getting a huge first round win, but everything is tending to be defensive sided in this game so far. So you'd be thinking that if Michigan State takes 1 to 2 attacking rounds, they're looking really, really good.
Yeah, one thing for me out of that round from Texas A&M is that it looks like they just wanted to take the gunfights. Playing very aggressive behind that clash, Ella just kind of running around by study side, around top main, peaking 90. Just really wants to take the gunfights here, it looks like. The clash will be shown again. He will 6 off of it, though. So I want to see, yeah, Spin will go to Capital here instead of Glaz. Maybe the Glaz is just to hide the Capital, but they really need something for that clash if it ever does appear again, because they clearly struggled to try to get that clash out of position.
Yeah, I think one thing that teams don't really do, especially when playing against that type of strategy where they have those walls all soft as well, is really you're going to get a lot of picks by just putting pressure all over the site. That's the biggest counter to a strat like that. If you have pressure from that study window and that study door, cuts off a lot of rotations. Players have a very hard time moving. And with that huge pick on a walling in the beginning of the game, actually turned out to be absolutely massive for them. That had to force one of those other players to move over and fill in that spot where walling was supposed to be. And that just basically allowed for Texas A&M to freely rotate through study as they please, which is basically the whole idea of that strat. It's completely to counter. It's to completely counter a one-sided take. And basically, Michigan State attempted the one-sided take, and you expect what happens when you use that strategy, and they just got destroyed.
Yeah, deciding to hold the study side really heavy, but MSU coming in right behind them. Gonna try to get these 3 defenders out from this area, but MSU is going very fast. Just having somebody already on 90 repel, the Capitals not able to make that rotate successfully, and they're all just stacking outside, getting ready to run in.
Yeah, C4 from Podwalker can get shot out of the air. It's Walling gonna get a nice pick on Podwalker, and that's gonna be the opening frag for Michigan State. Huge pick for them as they are not going to be having to just have to take out Praise, who is in the behind the bar with a good amount of reinforcements and utility. And I don't think that Michigan State knows.
Do they know he's here?
What?
I'm confused.
I'm lost on that gunfight. Yeah, like what?
Yeah. It looks like he had the knowledge that he was there, but choosing to just run at him instead of ADSing or like things like that. Now they definitely know he's there. Spin trying to come in for this refrag. Jaeger just gonna hold tight behind the bar, trying to delay a little bit more time. He's already done his job well, getting 1 pick.
Ooh, nice shot.
We'll get refrag though. Nice shot, yeah, nice shot coming out of Spin here. But onto the 3v2, this still actually kind of favors the defenders. The defenders are really locked up in sight now. With 3, the Habana could rotate over to master side and try to open up the wall, but with the electricity on it, I don't think it's working.
Yeah, with that electricity there, it's gonna be very hard for the attackers to do anything, as Hachi's just gonna absolutely melt Spin with that Alda. They're gonna know he's in the corner. Polyblob is gonna be holding an angle on a window. That seems like a common occurring theme with him so far this game. And we're gonna have the basically two sets of 1v1s going onto this site. I believe that if the attacker wins the 1v1 before the defender does, they're gonna try to just take one site, and that's the hardest thing about holding this site defensively is that the sites are pretty split up, and there's not many rotations into each site. There's not many good angles as well. There's a lot of hard walls. So if the attackers can pinpoint one side to attack and just rush through there, they're gonna have a very high chance of winning this game in a 2v2 situation, or winning this round, I should say.
Yeah, it looks like they do want to end stat, able to find the Maestro there, but now they need to actually apply the pressure that they need. Bullet holes for the Cade will miss though, So they really need to take the 1v1 with just one of the defenders here. But Hibachi will get the triple, almost gets the 4K, lights him up. But now with the 1v1 between the Kid and Habana, Kid going through the rotate hole, gets spotted out. But will the Habana win the gunfight? She gets it actually with the bearing 9. A little bit of a recoil headshot coming in, but does get the kill in the end, I guess. So very close round, almost able to recover from Texas A&M, but in the end, just not able to close it out in the 2v2.
Yeah, I kind of wish that you could see my face right now. There's just visual confusion left on it. From the Texas A&M side, they have a 2v1 advantage, and they decide that instead of trying to stall out time, they both get aggressive and peek. I kind of confused on why they would do that, as you know, there's about 11 seconds left. Pauly literally had to plant if you both just backed off, if both players just backed off. But instead of electing to take 2 gunfights and Pauly winning both of them, that's a huge round win for Michigan State, and that's definitely a steal from them.
I think I disagree with you there, actually, because I thought Texas A&M played that really well. The Cade was playing on the bullet holes, playing that pretty safely, and then the Maestro was deciding a master. I think the Habana crouch blocked just under his line of sight, so he wasn't able to get the view in when he got in and crossed, because he got refragged almost immediately after getting that kill onto the guy, and then onto the Sludge, I believe it was. And then after that, just wins the other one with a bit of luck on his side without recoil headshot coming out of the bearing 9. Texas A&M, though, deciding that they didn't like that site and that they would rather go to downstairs, but playing above very heavily.
Yeah, only 2 players are going to be on site for Texas A&M here, as a horizontal push could be pretty effective if they come from this laundry room, as there's a lot of barricades going up that separates a lot of different rooms from each other, making it very hard for the offense to move around without being heard, because they're just going to keep running into different barricades. As they begin to drone out, they're going to be faced with a few mute jammers, going to get around those pretty quickly though, and I believe A&M knows that there's only 2 players on site, so I think Volley's going to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, so the MSU's take is actually pretty split right now. Zoph is by herself down here just trying to find this pulse for whatever reason. There's not much you can do with that info. And then the Ash was entering through study side. He's actually already crouched at the top of bricks, just waiting on landing, hopefully trying to find somebody rotating. The Jaeger actually drops. And the C4 comes through from pod. Well played there. Maybe a miscommunication there, because the Zoph clearly knew the pulse was below them, but that'll be interesting to see what happens now, because now it looks like they're just stalling.
I'm kind of starting to think that Spin just didn't know those C4able, as Hibachi just looked at him a few times already and not going to take any shots, going to rotate back down. That's some missed damage from him, as Chief getting another C4 on the volley. So basically it's looking like a very dangerous time taking up top with the amount of well-placed C4s. Walling's in here, as Praise is going to take down Golden, and that's going to be a 4v2, as Walling's going to take down Chief, but he'll get killed by Walling. Dow just kills Walling, and that's going to be the end of the round, as Michigan State kind of didn't really get any control there. They barely got inside the building. That was a very good defensive play. That was a very strong defensive play from Texas A&M.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was the mute cameras or not, but MSU really struggling to find a foothold on that attack. Just not able to get anything working above, not able to get anything working below. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication between the Zoph, or maybe the Capital just thought all of the closet was completely safe, but just seemed a little bit off. MSU not really knowing what they wanted to take, and just ended up stalling out till the end of the round.
Yeah, we're going to see Hibachi once again 6-picking that Mozzie to the Clash when they go back to Aviators. So that means they will be running the same strat that they probably ran the first time, as that Clash was really effective in holding them off in that north hallway, causing a lot of problems for the attackers. The attackers really could not find a way to deal with her, and in the end gave Texas A&M another flawless round.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Spin here is still choosing to bring the Heart Breach gadget instead of the Flash things. Heart Breach gadget is good on Oregon, I think, because he brought it there as well. But I don't really know where you're going to be placing it here. Maybe just a secondary backup in case that Habana dies early, maybe to a spawn peak or something. But I think I would much rather have flashbangs here, considering you can burn ADS, maybe flash that clash out. Of course, they didn't know because they got 6-2. But just something else that might be a little bit more useful, because I don't really see you placing that hard breach gadget anywhere this round.
I feel like it's, maybe because of the fact that they have that bandit, right? Because as you see, Podwalker does have one bandit charge remaining, so in case those Habana charges get tricked, you always have that backup. And sometimes you can actually breach into like the close bar, but I believe the defense has that open, so that makes that breach, yeah, they do have that breach open, so it makes the breach kind of useless, but Spin gonna get a kill on the praise early. Very interesting to see how that happened. Looked like it was from a long angle.
I think it was from landing, or maybe he just spammed into red. I'm not really sure
Oh, he
where
ran out.
that death occurred. He ran out.
Yeah,
Okay.
Praise ran out right there and got killed. Yeah, there's his body.
Yeah,
Sitting, he's
really
vibing in the flower pots. As they were going to face that clash in North Hallway once again, the Ash going to try to take care of it a little bit quicker this time, getting very, very aggressive. But I believe this guy from Maine is going to come and peek walling very, very soon. Down the Ella. Ella doesn't have a great gun for long-range engagements, but all it takes is one headshot. And now there are 2 players from Michigan State pushed up in this hallway.
Yeah, one thing cool to see about Walling actually is that this man really has no fear. Just choosing to run at the enemies, even with a clash they're stunning him. He's still deciding, I'm gonna wide swing, sit next to the window, and try to peek this hallway here.
Yeah, he's definitely on something right now, and that Capital Bolt gonna force him out. So now the player on main gonna have a lot harder time peeking. The Habana gonna be opening up the vault wall. So Michigan State's execute looks like it's coming off here, but there is this very nice angle that Podwalker is holding from the between the vault doors. But Podwalker will get absolutely fried up by Spin, who was just pre-firing everywhere in there. And there's one player inside of the study, and that's gonna be Dow on the Ella. Hibachi going to be all alone, so he will get flame bolted. Walling going to take down Dow, so that's the player in study gone, and that's Chief getting down. So that's going to leave just the Clash to take these gunfights. Clash going to get in a gunfight, going to win the original gunfight, but lose it out to Spin. I believe that's a 4K for Spin. As great play with the Capital M249.
Yeah, well played by him, getting that opening pick into the round and getting really the frags he needed. Forcing that clash away. The Capital proving very useful to deal with that clash, forcing her back into sight. Just well played by MSU. Maybe a bit too over aggressive from Texas A&M side, but mistakes like that can happen, and now they'll have a chance to recover. Oddly enough, they choose to go trophy stat. So did they win this side? No, they did. They lost it. They lost it to the 2v2. So it's interesting that they choose to come here again. Really, the problem was Walling walked into Aviator, got that opening pick. The Jaeger was able to refrag that and get it pretty close with the Maestro's help, but they really can't let Walling just take this map control. His team's doing a good job at joining him in, but Walling's doing a great job at making space.
What's quite interesting about this Texas A&M side is that on defense, both on Oregon and so far in this map, it doesn't matter if they lose a site, they just keep their rotation going. So they're not going back. They're not going to go back to Aviator for the rest of the game, is my guess here, and they're just going to try to play Trophy and Saturate a little bit better, I guess, with the Clash not being, used again for the rest of the game. Even though I feel like that Clash was really, really helpful for him, and it might be really helpful for the defense on Trophy as well. But I just don't think that they're not willing to adapt their strat for the Clash, which might be giving them the upper hand on a round like this, especially since MSU won it the last time.
Yeah, MSU looking like they're setting up for pretty much the same take. They really just need to worry about Walling, I feel like. Even though he doesn't have the most amount of kills, he is making a lot of space, like I said, for his team. Just being able to get a lot of map control, taking right behind drones, just doing all he can to get in fast.
Yeah, he is definitely, he has full confidence right now in basically everything that he's doing. He's, that's a flashbang and a land inside a study as one will get dropped in there, and looks like Wall's gonna be moving pretty fast and just gonna try to take control as fast as possible for his team, as that's very, very important. But Podwalker is gonna have a drone to see when Walling comes in, allow Podwalker that more intel, but Volley going to take on Podwalker, and then Dow going to take down Volley, and Hibachi going to take down Walling, and then Dow going to take down Spin. So now there's a bunch of trades coming out. The defense is a 4v2 advantage, and Prey's going to be shooting shots out of that Capital. Capital going to get, or I'm sorry, Golden, as Polyblob is going to get one refrag on a Hibachi, and that wall is going to get opened up. The bar wall will get opened up, and it's also going to be down to Praise to hold off Golden and Polyblob. Even though I believe that he should be able to rotate back, but I think he's just going to hold his position, and that means that Dow and Chief will just have to hold their positions back on site. Golden going to be
Praise just wanting to play it safe here, but very well played coming out of the Texas A&M team. The supporting roster actually from the back site, pushing up a little bit further, able to support the teammates, get that pick off of the guy on 90 window. And honestly, all the trades, all the kills just working out in their favor. Just not much to say. MSU just losing gunfights here.
Yeah, Golden kind of just lurking below, looking for a player rotating for any reason. It's kind of an ineffective use of time, though, to be fair. Polyblob going to need to push up here. Praise doesn't have an angle. He's just holding that that vault door. Poly knows he's there, but not going to aggress yet, as I believe the Sledge is going to make his way up red. So maybe they just choose, they're either going to pinch him, but the flash will come out. I think that Jaeger should be flashed. They're going to have to go for the play here. He's going to get the play. Golden going to get caught in praise. Now it's a 2v2. So went from a 4v2 advantage from the defense, now a 2v2. And the offense, once again, in basically the same position that they were in last time.
Yeah, feels like deja vu here. Just exact same position. Attackers both on trophy side. Defenders both basically in sight. Cam will get a shot here. Bullet holes again coming out of the cage, but he won't see anything. It looks like they're just doubling up for the stat take. One of them is going to have to go for the plant though. Bana going for plant. If Kate has C4, he can still C4 this, but Dale's just going to pick up both the kills. Good round coming out of Texas A&M. Once again, a little bit sketchy towards the end though, letting it get into that 2v2. I understand the Jaeger maybe being afraid to rotate back, but I think it would have been much better for him to rotate back rather than getting stuck in that vault position where he really got screwed out. Also, there was a rotating vault. He could have snuck out the back or done anything, but instead just choosing to fight his life there.
Yeah, I also agree with you on that, man. The Jaeger, he had a lot of time to rotate out, and I mean, in that situation, you know that the attackers know where you are, and it's better trying to dying rotating back to site than just getting, you know, cooped up inside of that vault, because there's not really much places you can go. Even with that rotate being available, it allowed for Golden to basically walk all the way down below for about 20 seconds and look for people, and Praise still did not rotate in all of that time. And I know the defense had like more intel than that could have allowed that Jaeger to rotate back, but luckily it doesn't matter for the Texas A&M team, as Dow was able to pick up those last 2 kills onto that Sledge and the planter of Polyglob.
Yeah, Michigan State already picking up the 2 rounds that are required here though, honestly. 4-2 split on Villa. Very common, so if they get this last round, it's a huge bonus for them. Interestingly enough, Pod's barricading. Okay, I thought he was gonna play over there, but hopefully he doesn't. I don't really understand why he pulled over this close. But it looks like he just wants to barricade it off and slid on that attacking side. Pretty much same strat coming out of here. So this is what happened. Mozzie and Mute combo upstairs really shutting down these drones is probably what deterred the attackers from getting in last round.
Yeah, honestly, I think the reason why Pod is doing that is just in case, you know, the attackers open up that hatch, they drop into a bathroom site and they can't get the drop on anyone playing in living. That way they have the barricade in front of them. So that way, if there's going to be like a quick push, you're going to know, because they're going to have to hit the barricade to get any vision into the actual living room. But Golden going to get a quick kill into Hibachi, and now the Pulse going to get lit up a lot. And Praise is also going to get lit up by Walling the Ash, and then Walling's going to get cheap, and that's a 5v2 for the attackers. And Dow going to take down the Sledge, get 1 refight with a 4v1. Polyblob going to be going for the plan here as Walling just walked in and dominated their entire defense on site. And now he's going to have to frag 4 people and get the defuse in 33 seconds.
Yeah, honestly, good attack. Good read coming out of Michigan State, recognizing, hey, we've seen this before. They're going to play a lot of people upstairs. Let's just get into sight. Only 2 defenders in sight were able to easily mop them up, and really just leaving Deo in a bad position now.
Yeah, Dow gonna get picked off by Polyblob, and that's gonna be the round win for Michigan State. So, based on this 3-3 split for them, I'm gonna have Michigan State having a huge advantage going into this next attack. Michigan State undefeated on defenses so far, and the fact that I feel like for the Texas A&M team, defense was a really important set of rounds that they have to win on Villa, especially with the fact that Mira is still up on this map, along with Clash. I feel like defensively you just need to have a bigger advantage going into the split. So it's looking really, really good for Michigan State right now. But it looks like neither team will be utilizing the Mira or Michigan State will not be utilizing the Mira, as well as the A&M side, and they're gonna be 6 picking to a Pulse, and the Thermite will be 6 to a Habana, as they're gonna be going to a treachery site
Attackers need to
first,
locate
as
and
they're going to
defuse
heading over
bombs.
to dining.
Yeah, choosing to go first floor first. Probably hoping to throw off the Texas A&M squad, but honestly, it's a smart idea coming out of here. I wouldn't be ready for this either. Going into this 3-3 half, MSU just played it very safe on Oregon, but one thing that was interesting for me was that even though this is Texas A&M map, MSU decided to choose attacking first. So for me, that screams that they're comfortable on this map and they're willing to start attack and give themselves that disadvantage on the defender-sided map so that they can have a strong
10
defense side
seconds
after.
remaining.
Yeah, I feel like another interesting thing with this, their tactic of
seconds to
picking
go.
dining first. If you look at the the Texas A&M
Attackers are moving out to
attacking
locate a bomb
lineup
and
here,
defuse it.
it's absolutely not the lineup you'd want to bring for a dining defense. Like, they have breaching charges on the Zofia and the Habana, which is good, but there is no Sledge, there is no Jackal, there is no Buck. Those are all operators you'd want to have for a dining take, as vertical play is very, very important. And instead they have two hard breachers, which I'd have to say hard breachers is probably the most useless operators on this side.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they were ready for this. They're taking from study side, setting up for a study take here, but they have to deal with these castle barricades, recognizing it's all free, which is good. But now they need to start with the actual take itself, which is going to be the hard part. Moving into the master side with the pulse, calling out your position constantly, is definitely going to be a challenge for Texas A&M.
Yeah, Polyblob going to be giving so much information to his team about where they're coming from, including if they're pushing from the south side or not, as the Pulse is able to see Praise here trying to hit this castle barricade. He's going to get lit up from below, almost dying, actually. He will die to walling the Vigil roaming. Probably just flanked it from behind. Pod walking, getting aggressive, going to get killed from the angle above, and this round is looking really good for Michigan State so far. Walling with two nice picks. Golden gets another pick on Hibachi, punching the window. Dow going to get a refrag onto Walling, though. Golden going to be facing off against the Maverick Chief outside of the window. Chief going to go for the peek, and he's going to get downed by the Jaeger, and now it's going to be all up to Dow, who's on inside of Astronomy. Going to be able to get this frag onto the Jaeger for sure, and he will. So he'll be able to go out and save his teammate. I believe the Michigan State side knows that teammate is down now because of the limited movement of Chief.
Yeah. Pulse should know that he's down because he's just thrown outside the window. Pulse is clearly just trying to figure out where this remaining attacker is. Getting for Astros, getting everywhere. With the Maverick on low HP though, and all three defenders at full, I don't think there's much that the attackers can do in this round. They always have the chance to pull it back, of course, but this is definitely going to be a difficult one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you here.
Bomb has been located.
As one player is above and one player is below, that's going to be, I believe that is Dow below. Chief going to have to drop off here. I believe they're going to drop into Pantry. So the Pulse does know they're going into Pantry. Both of them just dropped in. And now this is going to be
That is
really,
castle.
really hard.
That is not good.
Yeah, Nade will come out, take it out. C4 going to blow up here. Not going to hit anybody. I believe it opened the hatch as well. But with 25 seconds left, Dow and Chief are going to have to pull off almost a miracle here, as that nade does not hit where it needed to. As there are three people staring it down, as Chief is going to get fried, and Dow will get fried as well, as Michigan State will take their first round on defense. They have now won 6 defensive rounds in a row, carrying over from the last map, and they are looking very, very dominant.
Yeah, just very convincing coming out of Michigan State there. I don't think there was a moment where it felt like Texas A&M could have pulled it back or had control of really much of the map. Just struggling to get anything going. Seeing that pull, seeing those castle barricades, maybe thinking, hey, this side is free, but not really having the right utility to deal with those castles. Nomad was literally trying to punch them and got hard punished for that. When they had the Ash and the Zof on the board, just neither of them grabbing really what they needed to. Those castle barricades really need to be open, though. That's definitely a safer
Attackers need
that
to
side.
locate and defuse as many
Yeah, and
bombs
once
as
again,
they
not
can.
having, having those 3 castles and, either having to waste Ash or Zofia utility on it. They did have the breaching charges, but as you saw, Michigan State's, Walling being super aggressive up there got a lot of good flanks off too. He caused a lot of damage early, which really made it difficult for Texas A&M to really get anything going on offense, especially when the defense literally is killing them off windows. We're going to finally see the more primary side of Aviator coming out from Michigan State once again, not utilizing the mirror that is up for the clash. They will have the Maestro though for that extra intel, which is you can tell is really helping out this side because of the fact that Walling is just able to run around and just take out every player from behind.
Yeah, pretty standard setup coming out. Once again, I think MSU and Texas A&M both are just not comfortable running mirror strats because it's probably not what they practice, probably anticipating a mirror ban here. So would rather stick with the tried and true rather than anything risky.
Yeah, I most definitely agree with that statement. Prey's gonna. Oh man, Prey's just looking at him.
Doesn't
from the
shoot
wall.
if
What?
only he knew. If
Yeah.
only he knew how close he was to getting that kill there.
Yeah, if only he had yellow pings on him. Oh wait, there were yellow.
He did have yellow pings, but
Yeah.
unfortunately did not shoot. If he shot at that moment, that definitely would have been the opening kill that Michigan State would not have wanted to dealt with.
Yeah, Walling gonna be taking almost a two or three on one here, holding at that tight pixel angle, and it's gonna be very, very difficult for Camo to push this. But dude, what?
Walling just does not care. He just wants to shove himself in the enemy's face. Able to drop away as well. No punish at all. No punish, no drone. I'm not really sure what's happening on Texas A&M side. Just the droning just doesn't seem to be there. Walling literally just sitting close on that door the entire time. Never found out about him, and now he's dropped below them.
Yeah,
If they don't have a flank drone set up and just that Nomad charge, he might be able to walk up and honestly just shoot it off.
Walling just does not care. He literally just will stay there regardless if you're drone or not. He knows he's better. He's just gonna hold the angle and peek what he wants. Golden gonna be holding a 90 drop. I don't really know why anyone would drop 90, but I guess not the worst thing. Walling gonna be on a flank though. It's gonna be a massive flank if he can pull this off.
Yeah, Walling is doing exactly what I said, and none of them know about it because none of them returned. He shot that air job off. Dale's drone is behind, so maybe able to spot him out. It looks like they did spot him out.
Podwalker,
Or maybe
wait,
not?
no, or not. Okay, so they're not gonna send anyone to deal with him. They're just gonna try to rush this plant, and I can tell you, Walling is about to kill Podwalker in about few seconds here, but Podwalker knows. Okay, they all know now.
They know, but they're gonna spend way too much time trying to clear him. They can't. They're kind of afraid, to be honest. It looks like not willing to go and fight that angle. Praise actually does take the angle and is able to equalize it into a 4v4. But with 30 seconds left, they really need to start going.
Podwalker getting super sneaky here. It just if A&M just was a little bit less scared, I feel like they would be winning this. They would be winning this attack right now because this dude is not even paying attention. Neither is the smoke. Yeah, they're all lost. Podwalker's gonna just walk into sight, take out one. They're gonna not be able to finish him. The Maestra's gonna get lit up. It's gonna be a pretty tough fight there. The Maestra will go down. It's gonna be up to Volley against I believe that is the Habano left. Just very interesting attack from Texas A&M. They literally could have walked into sight. They caught the guy on main stairs volley, kind of lacking, and they just didn't take full advantage of it.
Pod had a really good flank there, and honestly, he choked it. He could have killed that Maestro and applied a lot more pressure there. In the end, a lot of his teammates did end up dying before that. But if he just walked into sight like 5 to 10 seconds sooner, it definitely would have been a Texas A&M win, I think there. I don't think there's MSU would recover if both the Smoke and the Maestro, both the site players, drop there. But Podwalker gets a kill onto the smoke, but chokes it onto the Maestro, able to finish him off with the pistol. But after that, in the 2v2, not much could be done.
Yeah, just the kind of interesting to see they made. I
Attackers need
believe
to
those
locate and
Habana
defuse
holes
as many bombs as
that
they
Volley
can.
was shooting through at the end of the round, and it's just really interesting to me that why they would make Habana holes if they were doing a master side take.
No, that makes sense in the end because typically if you want to do the master hold, well, I'll talk about this rotating in a second, but typically if you want to do the master holds, then after you're done taking master and you have all that control, you usually want to go for a vault door plant. And you can't go for vault door if somebody's in study, so the idea behind that is that you put the Habana in study, and you can make holes maybe to stop the vault swing or something, but Habana just losing her one, and they're able to play those holes instead. So maybe sending a second person over there would help. But one thing interesting here coming out of MSU is that they actually have a rotate through the Master Wall and a Goyo shield behind it. So clearly they want to hold down Master extremely heavy.
Yeah, Texas A&M should definitely a master take. This strat doing a master take isn't exactly the worst thing you can do, but it's definitely easier to just go from study as there's no utility there. And Texas A&M is going to figure that out very, very soon. It's going to give them a lot of time to really pressure the defense of Michigan State, who has been flawless so far in this match on defense.
Yeah, we're releasing the opposite here coming out of Michigan State compared to Texas A&M. Texas A&M opted to hold almost entirely on the Aviator side and give up Master. And now MSU deciding to hold all of Master and just give up Aviator. So very interesting hold here. He actually sees the head of the Zoph, I think it is, but not registering that. Or whoever was 90.
Yeah, missed kill opportunity for the Goyo, and A&M is working fast and furious. That shield's going to go down again from that Aviator door, and they're wasting no time pushing him out here as that Maestro Cam will get destroyed very, very soon. I believe they're saying the sledge below, and there is going to be a player going to be running into the sledge. So gunfight will occur. Sledge will take out Spin, who's going to go for the C4. And that's going to be a nice pick for Hibachi, as that is Spin off the board, and that is one C4 down, and they only have one C4 remaining with the Goyo.
Yeah, so far good drone coming out of Texas A&M, able to get in fast, able to read that meat is going below. Probably had a drone on him, and also able to get rid of all of these shields. I think Klavaka just barely missed the leg of the Maestro there, but still full master control coming out of MSU. I don't know what they're trying to hold on for it though, but it is working out in their favor. Just all the frags working. Polyblob, great 2K there. All into the Maverick now, all by himself. Gets swung by the smoke, and yeah, it was looking very good for Texas A&M, but all just collapses in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, they're just not. I don't know how that Maestro stayed alive in that little box there. They just let the Maestro swing out on him right here. Podwalk could have just held the angle, and instead somehow the Maestro's going to clip him through the box, and then just gets a nice double kill there, and that kind of ends the round for him, as that wolf case is pretty difficult to shoot through.
Yeah, it is difficult to shoot through. I think it's one of those weird walls, or walls in quotes, where it's like 3 to 4 layers deep, so shooting through it can take a while to penetrate. So I believe shooting through it does no damage until you get to the second layer in, or third layer in.
I think
So
you have to be
it would definitely be difficult.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Just basically showed the Maestro had more bullets there. Just kind of could swing out, and it seems like the players didn't exactly manage their ammo very well when fighting that Maestro. They were both firing at the same time, so they tended to run out of bullets at basically the same time as well, which is really unfortunate for them.
Yeah, and when you're fighting somebody with 81 bullets, it's also hard for him to run out of ammo. So MSU gets the full site rotation, is now able to return to their initial site, which is oddly also the normal tertiary site. Pretty much the same setup here coming out. Looks like, yeah, it is the exact same setup. Just same castles, same rotates, pretty much everything. What don't change what isn't broken.
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
Or don't fix what isn't broken, I think the saying goes.
Yeah, if it ain't
But
broke.
really well played at the end there from Michigan State to pull that back.
Yeah, Michigan State going back to dining. Hopefully A&M has figured out what this strat is and can have a little bit of a better counterattack than they did last time. They do have the sledge this time, so that is good. They do have a lot more of that up top vertical play. But I feel like the key for Texas A&M here is they really need to get rid of Walling right away. They can't waste any time in doing that. They got to get him off the board, and that's going to really open up their offense to be able to do more things.
Yeah, Golden sitting right next to this window. He should have heard him get off. Pod's very close to this castle barricade. And doing what I said last time, which they failed to do, which is open up these castle barricades. This is going to be a key part in the round. It won't allow them to sit as aggressive, pushed up. I think Pod might wait a little bit longer before opening it up. I think he just opened it up right now, actually, as the attackers are trying to push in and take this map control away from the defenders.
Yeah, I just want to point
Walling
out
gets
how...
his first pick, though. Track comes through, but Jaeger's also here. Deo with a nice shot.
That's a huge
Good
double
flip
pick
coming in.
Huge. That's now the offense going to be up. And Golden knows that he just got toasted there. Hits him with the oof. And now this pulse. And it looks like they have 2 C4s left. So that's 2 possible kills. I believe both of those players do have their C4s remaining. Is Spin going to be holding through the... Actually, never mind. There will be no C4 remaining for the Goyo. And 1 C4 remaining for Polyblob. The pulse, as the pulse blows his up, so now that's going to be no up top. No C4s left for them, as that's an Ash charge going up the wall. And he looks like he's going to get in a gunfight very quickly with the sledge. He's going to peek and swing. He's going to lose that gunfight. That's a pretty rough gunfight to take. Hibachi going to get the kill there. It's going to be all to Spin and Volley, who are both basically forced in this dining room area, as the sledge will get another kill. And now it's all going to be up to Volley, who's playing on the bomb chat. It's going to be very difficult, and he's going to peek up, and Hibachi's going to get another one. What play from Hibachi and Dow that round to basically win the round for their team.
Yeah, nice shots coming out of Hibachi and Dow. Just really good shots coming through here. Walling was able to get the first pick there, but Dow really able to pull it back, clearing that upstairs presence very quickly and doing a good job, allowing themselves plenty of time to apply that soft destruction. But now they have to deal with Aviator Games.
Yeah, Aviator, really strong side for Michigan State. And that was their first loss on defense this entire match so far. That's absolutely crazy to think about, that Michigan State had won 8 defensive rounds in a row between these 2 maps, and finally Texas A&M breaks them. Is that what Texas A&M needed to succeed in making a comeback on this map? Well, we'll have to find out.
I think the true test is going to be this site now, though. Texas A&M looked very shaky trying to take against Aviator Games and Trophy Statue, actually. They didn't look so bad on the second time they attempted Trophy Stat, or I think that was their first time. Yeah, first time taking Trophy Stat, they're able to get it close, but just barely able to claw it back. MSU has so far been looking pretty comfortable on their defensive rounds on both Oregon and this map. Pretty much the same setup coming through. I think if Texas A&M can take this round, though, it puts them in a very good position to bring it over to OT.
Yeah, and once again, I feel like the keys to success for Texas A&M: get rid of Walling, and get rid of Golden. You get rid of those 2 roamers, you have a lot of freedom, because the other 3 players are just sitting on site, and you can do exactly what Texas A&M did, just keep maneuvering and picking off the site players one by one, basically allowing them to get a lot of easy site play there. Is Walling going to get very aggressive and try to find himself an opening frag?
Yeah, Walling has been playing out of his mind so far, just playing really well, knowing when to peek, where to peek, everything like that. So he's still actually very aggressive, just holding on to this master window, looking for any early picks maybe. Light up the Ash, but does not find the kill, and still just peeking the window.
Yeah, he takes, Walling's thought process here is, I'm gonna take 1 gunfight, and then I'm not gonna run. I'm just gonna take another gunfight after that, and then I'm gonna take a 3rd gunfight. I'm just gonna keep taking gunfights, and I don't even care if I finish them or not. I'm just gonna keep attacking them. And Walling you know, getting in another gunfight, kills Hibachi, gonna blow up a C4, try to get another frag back to back, not gonna land though, but that's gonna be a sledge gone, and Walling is gonna be somewhere downstairs, probably waiting for a flank.
Yeah, I think what happened there is that they called that, hey, both of them dropped. Hibachi going to try to find them. Walling just winning is one there. They need to push this smoke out of 90 though, and he has a shield there. But they also need to deal with the Maestro cams and stuff. There's just so much utility on the board from MSU, and it's honestly going to be hard for Texas A&M to clear it all. So we'll have to see exactly where their take wants to come through, because they're going to have to use the
Bomb
utility.
located by attackers.
Yeah, especially with, you know, using 2 nades and your sledge. You got no nades left. You're going to have to find a way to basically open up that wall. And he's going to miss the shield with the ash charge. So this is going to be a major shot. Oh, but he's going to get the kill on the spin. Over aggression from him, and that's going to not pay off very well, as Podwalker will trade with Walling. I think that's a worthy trade there. And kind of an advantage for Tamu, but what's not an advantage is this time is Golden, but Golden will get lit up by, I don't know who. Dow going to be not knowing there's a guy on the main stairs. He's going to get in the sight before the guy on main stairs can rotate, though. Dow has control, and now Dow going to be able to just watch that doorway. He's going to go down, though. It's going to be all up to Praise and Chief to hold this Michigan State defense off, though. Dow going to get picked up now, so it's going to be a 3v2 again. Volley's going to see one. Volley going to fire, and shot's going to get flashed by that Nomad flashbang, and Volley going to go down to Dow, and then a weird gunfight between Golden and Chief, and they will trade as Texas A&M takes yet another attack on Michigan State.
Honestly, that felt very confusing for both sides. Ash missing a very crucial Ash charge there, but then Smoke giving up his head anyways. Goyle missing the refrag. Just what seems like misplays and miscommunications coming out of MSU. Maybe a bit more chaotic on the comms with everything being open and stuff. But Texas A&M playing that well, but really they're just running at MSU, it feels like. Dale just pushing up 90 hallway with no fear. Walling able to get the 2 frags, but not much after that came out of MSU.
Yeah, I definitely agree. As that round was really chaotic overall. Just you know, the just the play from both sides. You know, it didn't really seem like they knew what they really wanted to do there. And then Dow just kind of getting that swing kill onto the Maestro with no one covering his back just really proved to be the turning point of that game, and especially with that miscue refrag from Volley, just huge for the Texas A&M side. And now they're 1 round away. If they win one more attacking round, they'll be taking their map to overtime and still give themselves a chance to move on in this match.
Yeah, overtime is going to be huge for Texas A&M. Honestly, I think if Texas A&M can get it into overtime here, they've got huge momentum in their favor, and they've got a big chance to pull it back in overtime and take it to a map 3. But of course, that will be if they get to overtime, and that all depends on this round right now.
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, if Texas A&M can beat Michigan State on this Aviator defense one more time, I definitely would be giving this map in favor of them, as you know, Dow is really starting to turn it on, and they're starting to figure out what they have to do to win these attacking rounds. And it starts with taking out Walling, and they did a pretty good job of that the last 2 rounds. It could have been better, but still good enough that they were able to maintain a close round. As Walling will take out Dow, that's a massive pick, and things do not look good for Texas A&M right now, as Hibachi is left to try to clean up this this Dow below, as Prey's gonna land onto him too. So Walling's
yeah,
gonna be walking around.
Like some misrunnings coming on from the Texas A&M side, it seems like, as well, because Dale was in there really fast, but nobody there to support him, nobody there to refrag him. Maybe there was a misrun on the guy on Jason, but also taking a huge amount of time to get into just the master bedroom side in general. All of them were just sitting outside. Walling gets nomaded off. He hears that nomad charge, but he's still choosing to just sit on these stairs and try to take the fight.
Yeah, I think the theme of this game is...
He removed the nomad charge there, so he should be able to get out.
He will remove it, and Hibachi will not know. I feel like the theme of this game is Walling does not care. So He just
Yeah, he actually did not remove the air jab, but now he gets it. So Chief aware now that the air jab is gone,
oh
but
wait, nope,
they're
still
still
there.
trying to hunt him, and
Oh, there
with
we
2
go.
minutes left, with only 1 minute remaining and 2 minutes wasted trying to hunt him, they really just need to give him up at this point.
Yeah, Walling not even killing people, doing him a lot for his team right now. As he has multiple Tamu players distracted. Tamu gonna get the kill. Podwalker taking down Golden. That's a huge pick. And now Podwalker can be able to push forward. Prey's gonna be taking down Walling. And now they have a 4v3 advantage as they elect to push on the site with only 50 seconds remaining. Michigan State in very good position as Polyblob gonna see the feet of the Zofia, not gonna be able to hit it as they're gonna smoke glitch that wall. And now Habana will have to work very, very quickly as there is only 38 seconds left. And they have to find a way to push on the site. As they know that one player's in study, they don't have time to rotate around, though, to get that nice angle. Volley gonna just play all these shields that are on the front side near study.
I don't know what the defenders are looking at there. They know they lost a guy top main to a guy pushing 90, and the smoke's just standing in the middle of the site, and the Maestro's not holding an angle. Just seems like miscommunication now coming out of Michigan State, and it's really costing them. They need to get a reset in here, just whether it's mentally or just round win, anything to go in their favor. Because right now, it's not looking good for them. Going into overtime, though, they're able to finally make it into this next round. And Texas A&M so far is looking very good on the attack, able to get a lot of the momentum back in their favor. Walling has been doing well, but they're really doing a good job at cutting him off. This Nomad coming in and applying a lot of pressure to the roaming side, where just cutting off rotates, not allowing them to rotate back up, and keeping that flank safe. Choosing to go do Trophy now instead of Aviator, since they've lost Aviator twice in a row now. Looking pretty much similar to what we've seen earlier. Maybe they're going to make that rotate once again into the main wall, but it's all up to Texas A&M now to continue this pressure, because if they can win out this next attack round, it's looking very good running into the defensive half.
Yeah, and it's probably an advantage to Tamu being on the attack first, that they've won 3 rounds in a row. Michigan State probably feeling a little bit stressed out right now, is they're just not being able to, they were not able to close this game out for 3 rounds in a row, and now Texas A&M has a chance to take them over to Cafe.
Yeah, of course they will need to win 2 rounds in overtime, but MSU actually coming out with a different setup, not choosing to full extend and instead just holding on to the bathroom and the master side. So none of the Goyo shields or smoke shields will be inside of Master itself, but instead they'll choose to extend over by Aviator. But it looks like Texas A&M is seeing this, reading this, and adjusting. They have nobody outside of the study right now, maybe opting to go below or Master side, but dedicating a huge amount of their man force over here might be a problem for MSC.
Yeah, if Dow can find a pick here near the bottom of the astronomy, this game would tilt heavily in favor of A&M, as taking out the guy in astronomy would give you a massive advantage over the rest of the map in general.
Yeah, they recognize the low is clear. They actually will spot Dow on cam. I don't know if he saw that, but the cam light did come on for a second. So I believe they know that he's downstairs. Jordan will come up Astro, Dow right behind it, looking for the early pick onto this Maestro playing behind the Astro. Doesn't want to break or walk into the barbed wire quite yet, as he's waiting for his time downstairs. But the attacker is getting ready to pinch out Polly. Falling on the meanwhile does get the pick and gets the second pick as well. Refragged immediately onto Polly though, still into the 43 though.
Yeah, defenders are getting slightly compressed onto astronomy though, so this is looking decent for the attack. But being down 1 man is not exactly what you want to be when you have to peek this. As Chief gonna see him, not gonna be able to get any shots landing onto him, as Walling will take out Podwalker below, as Prey's gonna get a refrag on a volley, and it's gonna be a 3v2. Gonna be heavy favor of the defense.
Yeah, well played coming out of Prey's here. Able to almost get there into an equal position. They do know where the Mozzie is, but aren't able to finish him off. He will be playing safe at the top of red. It's going to be really difficult for Texas A&M to get in here now. All the angles really being held by the defenders. They also have to push into one angle. But Chief will get walling as well. Now only onto the Jaeger and the Mute.
Yeah, both attackers in pretty rough positions health-wise and in position-wise. This is probably not the best place you want to be in a 2v2, as you have to kill 2 swinging players to have an opportunity.
15 seconds
Chief
to
going to
go.
go for the plant, and that C4 is going to come out, going to miss,
Attackers
and
activating diffuser.
the Jaeger will go in, and Spin will go down, and Prey's going to clutch it up for A&M. What a play from A&M to give them round 1 on overtime and put them in position to win this game and take it to map 3.
Yeah, definitely looking scary at the beginning of that round, though, for Texas A&M. Walling getting a nice little 3K for himself, but afterwards, just Michigan State really choking on their gunfights, not holding the angles they need to be, or just losing their ones. Not looking good for them, as A&M will now be able to swap over to the defensive half.
Yeah, A&M on defense was a 3-3 split. I think Hibachi was AFK and got picked into Tachanka. Going to be very interested if they keep this, and they won't. They will change it over to, I believe, the Maestro, and they are going to pull out the Mira. So in the first time in this game, we will see a Mira being used on defense. Very interesting that neither team used it through their 6
Attackers
rounds
need
of
to
defense,
locate and defuse
and
as many
well,
bombs as they
7
can.
rounds of defense for Texas A&M. Now we will see if this Mira helps out Texas A&M to basically secure this map and take them over to Cafe.
Yeah,
Bomb
Texas
located
A&M
by
really needs to
attackers.
pull out just anything here, because they lost a lot of momentum on defense going into a 3-3 half, but Michigan State also losing a lot of their defenses. So it'll be interesting to see where the mirrors come out here and how the mirror setup works. It looks like they're pretty much going for the exact same strat, except now they have mirror set up instead
10
of
seconds
just
remaining.
nothing on the wall.
Yeah, now we have
5 seconds.
basically, it looks like a lot of site presence, with probably Bao just going to be playing on this main stairs. And it's going to mean that the Michigan State team is going to have to battle one of the problems they've been having so far this match, the slow attacks. They can't keep having slow attacks, because when you're playing a team that doesn't roam at all, you're not getting anything for moving slow through the site, through the area where they're not playing. So as you see, we're going to have Walling moving very, very quickly, getting into Closet and just trying to take this master control and top red stairs as quickly as possible to give them constant pressure for around 2 minutes, which is going to greatly increase their chances of winning this round.
Yeah, I really like the mirror window setup coming out here, though, by Texas A&M. It allows for basically complete control of the aviator site, which is where the MSU attackers have been ending most recently. But they will need to find a way to deal with this on the MSU side, whether it's just pushing down this bar hall or opening up some of those mirror windows with Habana.
Yeah, it looks like they're all going to be banded as well. And with all of this control, the only place that the defender or the attackers could really get in to get a plant off would be that default vault. And to get in there, you're basically going to have to buy yourself like a good 2 seconds of time where that mirror is not going to be able to peek you. Because there's a very good chance that when you try to get into that site, you're going to get fried by the mirror, who's just basically waiting for you to peek that angle.
Yeah, Texas A&M, knowing what they're doing, not playing anybody inside of vault, anybody inside of the other site. Pod's able to get the bandit trick off, I think, and in time, able to completely clear those pellets. Another nade will have to come through if they want it, but there's also an ADS now. They might not be ready for that. I think they shot the ADS off. Yeah, they did. So if they're able to get another nade in, they will be able to open up this wall, but I don't know if any nades are left on the side of the sled.
Yeah, and I believe that mirror, the middle mirror window is still up.
Yeah, second nade came through, so they will be able to open up vault wall, but with only a minute remaining, they will need to start applying some pressure elsewhere. And just all the gunfight is going on the side of Texas A&M. 2 kills come out for them.
What a
shot!
shot.
Tail end of the Jaeger, but cannot grab it. Jaeger instead gets the kill. Now just the 2 remaining MSU players, Volley and Polly, but now all onto Polly, as he'll need to win a 1v5 if he wants to keep this map alive for his team.
Yeah, this is a really tough situation for Polly here. He's got to try to get in, and 30 seconds basically frag out 5 defenders who have basically infinitely better angles than he does. And he will get
2 down now as he takes out Chief, and with 17 seconds left, he kind of has to full rush, and he won't be able to as Prey is going to 360 around, and or 180, I should say, and take out Holly as Texas A&M wins 5 rounds in a row to take back their map and take us over to map 3. We will see you right back here in 5 minutes on Cafe Dostoyevsky.
path, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. Okay.
Going on to Texas A&M's map pick of Villa. Texas A&M makes a 3-round comeback, takes to OT, wins it 8-6. And now we're heading over to map 3. And for the third straight map in a row, Thatcher has been banned. And man, what is your prediction for this map 3?
Honestly, I think Texas A&M should be riding out momentum, but I said that about Michigan State. They were able to ride out that momentum at the beginning, get it into a 6-3 like you said, but after that, just choking it, not able to close out the map, ended up losing the map 8-6. So losing a lot of rounds in a row. Ace is the second ban to come out here. Maybe they have some kind of info where they don't want him, but that does leave up a lot of possibilities still with the Thermite, the Hibana, the Maverick. So interesting ban coming out of Texas A&M actually onto Cafe.
Yes, and Malusi will be banned once again. I believe that's 3 rounds in a row that Malusi has been banned. Yeah, Texas A&M has either banned Thatcher, Ace, or Malusi. Well, they ban Malusi every time on defense, and now Michigan State going to be banning the Mira. And so, Clash will still be on the board. Maestro will still be on the board. Both of those operators extremely powerful on this map defensively, and Michigan State is starting on the defensive side, so they should have those advantages early. It's interesting because Michigan State, started on attack on Oregon, and then they started on attack on Villa once again, but then electing with the round differential to take defense first. What do you think is going through their heads in that choice?
Honestly, for me, that might be a problem for MSU because MSU clearly felt confident on their attacks in Villa, able to get a 3-3 split on a map that would normally go 2-4. But choosing now to go onto defense, maybe they're not as comfortable on attack for this map, and that might be troublesome in the second half if that's the case.
Yeah, I'd have to say, based on the general trends of the game, I'd say that Michigan State's a team that tends to stall out a lot on their attacks, and Cafe is another one of those maps where 20-second executes go either really, really well for you or really, really poorly. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how good of a split they get on these 6 defensive rounds, because we do know that Michigan State, being a very, very good defensive team, could easily go up 5-1, maybe 4-2 against this TAMU offense. But if they do end up with a split like 3-3, or they're losing at the end of their defensive rounds, things look very, very grim for Michigan State.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, something funny is that in the first 2 maps, we saw Wamai banned actually, but now in the map where Wamai is arguably the more useful to hold on to Pixel, to hold on to Bakery, he is up on the board, and Spin will pick him up immediately.
Yeah, so it looks like, generally, because Michigan State was starting on attack, it looks like they were just, banning Wamai so they have to deal with him. But now that they are on defense, there's no reason to get rid of him, and they will be playing him probably all 6 rounds on defense, as he is probably the best defensive operator on this map.
Yeah, Wamai on this map can waste so much time, whether it's in Bakery or Pixel, like I said. But Texas A&M looking for just a pretty standard clear here. The Maverick is out here by himself at the moment, but it looks like they're going for complete vertical play, and maybe they might not even end up taking into this Bakery side anyways.
Yeah, a really heavy vertical take. You have Dow jumping around on the 3rd floor and 2nd floor, and TAMU has cleared every single floor except for the 1st floor, and they've put some nomads down to stop the flanks, and they're going to get to work above as Podwalker going to be opening up the floor inside of the kitchen, going to be getting some angles onto the wall between the 2 sites, as the defenders have to be prepared to avoid some angles, I guess you could say.
Yeah, with vertical pressure taken this fast, it might be troublesome for the defenders of Michigan State. Being able to hold onto this backside for another minute and a half is going to be hard with all the holes that the Sledge and the Zofia are making above. They might go for the red ball though, opening up by shooting off that mute jammer. But is the Maverick the only hard breach they have? Yeah, the Maveric's the only hard breach they have. So it might take a while for them to open up some of these walls if she's gonna have to nav check them.
Yeah, and they will come into contact with Wally playing here, and Coach Check, and Walling is going to take out one as he starts his dominant performance. Already with one quick kill, going to be looking more for the Habana. Going to be looking down, going to be throwing in a flashbang. He's going to get flashed, run in the hallway, and get destroyed by Praise as Podwalker was also coming over to take him out. Very good, effective clear of Walling as more players inside of sight for Michigan State get lit up. But there is no execute coming out yet, as there is only a Maverick as the hard breacher. So advantage Michigan State right now. If Wamai can win this gunfight, which he does, that was a very chaotic gunfight, and Michigan State will have the advantage.
It's definitely taking the Maverick a very long time to go for this wall. It looks like they're just giving it up and they're just going to go run in. Smoke Bolt's about to come out as well, but there are two people playing here. TK comes through actually. Wamai proning on the ground. Well, not Wamai, Golden proning on the ground. All onto Chief now as he starts walking into side. Both players here gets the 2K. All onto the Cade now. He's proning. He should know where he is. Getting closer to being able to get that frag, and we'll get it as well. A nice 1v3 coming out of Chief there, but very scary towards the end of that round.
Yeah, that was a very, very good play from the Maverick men. I think you're a little bit behind, but overall, really interesting play from the defense there. They only had like the one hard breacher, so they couldn't really get a lot of space, but they had every advantage, and I think that TK in the end going to be pretty costly for them, as Volley was unable to get killed by an attacker or really lay shots into him. And you know, the Maestro peeking aggressively there and allowed that Maverick to get those two nice picks. And well, they're going to try the site again. Probably played a little bit differently this time, but Texas A&M did a great job on the first site, and we'll have to see how they do on the next site. The secondary attack.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
Yeah,
attackers.
really interesting out of Texas A&M that they still aren't bringing any hard breacher but the Maverick. Typically, we were seeing them bring 2, and I think one round we saw them bring 3 hard breaches actually on the first map, but so far only bringing the Maverick, and especially on this map where you need a lot of those walls open, it would be hard. And yeah, even on the upstairs site where you really want those walls open, Maverick would just take way too long.
Yeah, it looks like Michigan State can be using the same defensive setup that they used last time. And if they do have everyone bunkering up again, it's going to be very, very difficult for them on defense unless they send Walling upstairs to roam, which I feel like would be a very good thing to do, as the up top control was so easy for Texas A&M to get so early in the game last time because of the non-existent roam of Michigan State.
And it looks like their non-existent roam will continue though, as all of the defenders are back inside now.
Yeah, and with Texas A&M not going for a bakery side push, makes things pretty difficult for Michigan State, because obviously their backside is much weaker than their front side. So Texas A&M doing a great job of avoiding all their utility and taking the side that has the less utility.
Yeah, one thing important to note about last round though was that even though Texas A&M did win it, it was a 1v3 coming out from T. Great play out of him and a hero play coming out of him. But to be honest, that should have been a round that Michigan State wins. So it'll be interesting because MSU looks like they're doing the same thing, just saying, hey guys, we should have won that round, but we just kind of threw it at the end. Let's just do the same thing and get this win in.
Yeah, and the up top control will be taken by the attackers as they realize that the whole up top is clear. And it looks like they're going to be moving a little bit faster to take care of Walling this time as well, as Dow will take him out immediately, as he was nose to watch that flank, as Walling, trying to go up red stairs to get some early picks, will be taken out. That's a huge pick for the Texas A&M side, as Walling is an absolute monster, as Dow also gets the Kaede to waste his C4. So now there's only one C4 left on the board for Michigan State.
Yeah, probably getting a good read onto Walling now, knowing that he likes to play aggressive, knowing that he's going to be going for those flanks early on, able to cut him out and get that frag. Honestly, that's a huge frag. Walling is a huge amount of the fragging potential that we've seen so far come out of MSU. So getting that should alleviate a lot of that pain from the flanks and from just sight and gun pressure in general.
Yeah, and so not only was that pick on Walling big, they just lost all of their outside of sight control. So now the attackers are basically able to have free reign all around, everywhere except for Bakery, basically, as now Dow joining into Bakery, going to find Spin behind the Bakery, along with, I believe that's the mute, Polybob going to get absolutely lit from that frag, and now Texas A&M is going to start their ascent on the site.
Only 30 seconds left, and they're just now mavericking this wall. The breaching charge tried to go on it. The secondary breaching gadget tried to go on it, but it did end up getting Kated off. K gets the pick, so now we're into a 4v4. With only 20 seconds left, they might just have to flood. I don't know if he has time to maverick this all the way.
Yeah, you'd have to think that they would open up, with all that above control, they'd open up above where this Kate is playing and just kill him right away, but now they're going to have to use those cap bullets to smoke stuff up, but that smoke's not going to be very good. Hibachi will have to push in here. Golden going to take out Chief. Golden going to take out Podwalker. Prey's going to take out 2. And now it's going to be up to Spin. Spin going to take out 2 more. As Michigan State will win their second attempt at Kitchen, tying this game up 1-1.
Once again, that Maverick showing to be a handicap here. Just not able to get the wall open in a timely fashion. Maybe he doesn't like playing any hard breach besides Ace and Maverick, but honestly, it doesn't make sense. You need to be able to bring the Thermite here, or maybe even just the Habana. Just being able to open those walls is really detrimental.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe they're bringing the Maverick because, you know, they maybe don't want to bring a... Like, Maverick also has nades as a hard breacher, so it looks like from their take, they're not really relying on any... Like, they wouldn't be normally relying on a hard breach anyway, so maybe the Maverick pick is just the ability to open up a little holes to basically peek the defenders away, and then just have those nades to be able to nade out operators. But I feel like there's a lot of better operator picks than Maverick that you could have with nades, such as Ayana, because they're doing like direct pushes through doorways. So her constant drone every 12 seconds would be really, really good.
Yeah. And now MSU will finally go to this upstairs site. Usually the first site seen out of most teams here. Opening up all of this bar with the mute shotgun. And Walling looks like he's going to be playing really aggressive on this pillar with the ADS being placed here. Probably going to be looking for early kills, swinging wide on that hatch, trying to just find any kind of early picks.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to fully reinforce bathroom. That's quite odd. That's not normally seen by teams. They usually put a reinforcement on that white wall, but it doesn't look like there will be one there. I think as they have used all 10 reinforcements. I'm unsure though. Actually,
Yeah.
we only see 5. We only see 7. So they do have 3 remaining. I wonder what they're going to do with their last 3. Is majority of teams leave that bar wall, piano bar wall, soft because it'll be to take away a default plant. But that fully reinforced bathroom, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, not too uncommon to see. Wamai should be playing the shield, but he's not anywhere to be seen yet. Maestro's kind of running around, playing with fire. Luckily, nobody's on the skylight to punish him at the moment.
Maybe they're gonna have the shotgun of Volley come over and play inside a bathroom, and have that Wamai rotate off later in the round. That's the most logical thing I can think of for reinforcing bathroom, because of the fact that that shield is like just so powerful that if once it goes away, you still have to deal with a shotgun in that close quarter situation, which is a massive advantage for the defense.
Yeah, that would make sense to me, but Walling able to get off quite a bit of the Habana pellets, I believe, off the wall. And Golden does get the pick on Hideo. So, not opening that hatch seems like a huge oversight coming out of the Texas A&M side, as now they're trying to get this guy out of Pixel.
Yeah, you're gonna be peeking a very difficult angle because there's not many spots. Oh, Podwalker just gonna kill Praise, and then he'll get picked off by Walling. That's a pretty bad thing. And then the Habana is just gonna get caught lacking by Walling, and now Walling is in. He's starting to get his frags, and now we have Chief in a 1v5. So I believe Chief is just gonna wait on the roof and try to get some kills onto any player that peeks him on Michigan State. And Walling will back off after getting lit pretty bad, but we'll try to use the nade. Gonna throw a nade into Cigar, will not land as he throws a nade towards Walling. Walling will not do any damage to him.
Yeah, not much for Chief to do here. Honestly, if I was him, I would just sit back and relax and talk to his team about what's going on. Obviously, the TK coming in there, not going as planned. I think Nomad had a small hole where she was able to see the Jaeger cross, but accidentally kills his teammate and then immediately gets fragged by Walling. Walling just playing it really well there, but also a huge oversight coming out of Texas A&M, it feels like. Nobody holding Skylight, allowing him to walk into Cigar. That new bal pouch wasn't dropped until after the Habana balance already went off, which allowed the Jaeger to shoot them off, and the Habana wasn't able to easily rotate back through. So just small things that they're forgetting to do that's costing them the rounds.
Vin will come over and finally frag out Chief, and that will be a second round taken in a row for Michigan State as they seem to have gotten their defenses back on track after losing that first one. They ended up losing, I believe it will be 5 defenses in a row. So that these 2 wins kind of give the momentum back to them, and they might be what they need to basically take this Cafe game and move on and keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, there just needs to be steps on Cafe. It's a very linear map, so that means that you always do basically the same thing, and there's steps that you need to do. One of those steps is opening up that new bal catch to not allow for that Jaeger to swing, and that step just wasn't done. Texas A&M, if they want to win their attacking side at half and get it even into a 4-2 split or 2-4 split, they really need to be awake and be able to acknowledge what they're doing wrong and be able to check off all of the steps that they're doing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Taking it piece by piece on Cafe can be so effective as an attacking team because you eliminate a lot of the mistakes that you might tend to make on offense, and also it really hurts the defense if you don't make many mistakes because you have all those check marks or check boxes filled. You basically know exactly what you need to look for and exactly where people will be coming from, and it makes it very hard for the defense to get those quick picks on you. And we will be seeing Michigan State now like to go to reading and dining, and they're going to have a lot of up top pressure with, I believe, 3 players going to be playing above.
Yeah, a lot of info and a lot of holes to the ground, it looks like. Maybe trying to deny that castle barricade from getting shot or sized or whatever. But pretty standard setup coming here. Actually, there's only 2 above or 1. Looks like 1 with Walling being upstairs and then the Jaeger just chilling on his white stairs. But all of the team is pushing up, and that's good coordination coming out of Texas A&M. Able to coordinate that, knowing somebody is on white and getting that early frag. Now it's all up to Walling to hold this upstairs presence.
Yeah, someone just tells me that he doesn't have much of a problem with that because I guess that just means more kills for him as he plays a very aggressive angle. Well, inside of Freezer, he rotates out. Actually going to get shot from an angle he can't even see. He's extremely confused by it, and I don't know what's happening with his gun. It looks like it's maybe he accidentally changed the from full auto. Podwalker will be making his way up white, and Walling will elect to drop down. Probably a good idea for him because, well, Texas A&M was looming on taking him out as Prey is going to fire some shots up above. Dow will get taken out by Walling as he had rotated down, so be back to a 4v4. Podwalker holding a very nice angle into reading here, actually. And Texas A&M will have to start opening up above to begin their execute.
Yeah, we have a minute 30 left, and they still need to take Pillars control. I think that is where the Vigil is going to play. Yeah, Vigil is playing close to Pillars. So they're going to need to find a way to get him out somehow, but MSC will get the second pick as well, getting down Pod. I think he's playing the vertical holes. He was. So now they all comes down to Texas A&M and if they can find picks through the holes. If they can't find the picks through the holes, it's going to be very difficult for them to end up pushing site here.
Yeah, they saw a player moving. He's now in, I think that called like Christmas. He's sitting inside this pillar room, and he's gonna get in a gunfight with his the Nomad. He's gonna win the gunfight with the Nomad. Praises the Nomad, and he's gonna win another gunfight with Hibachi, and that's gonna be 3 kills for Volley so far. And now he's going to have to take a gunfight with Chief here if he wants the 4K. Chief going to open up above. The Valkyrie will not be seen by him. And now Chief is going to have to try to salvage this round, but it's not very winnable as Walling somehow rotated all the way above up white, or up red, I should say. And, or actually, no, he did go up white, and he will take out Chief from Cocktail.
Yeah, very good start to Texas A&M there, having that opening pick, which was honestly, I thought that would be a momentum setter where it would just be a clean round from there. But MSU fighting back with Volley getting a 3K and Walling getting the 2K there. Walling, even though knowing he's alone upstairs, just not afraid to peek the angles, try to take those gunfights, and then Volley hitting a couple nice shots with the SMG-11, killing not only the Nomad but also getting the turn onto that sledge, which really just solidified the round at that point.
Yeah, I saw Walling picking the clash there for a second as they were going back to kitchen, and I was extremely confused as he will actually 6-pick onto the Vigil. My guess is that Walling will be going a deep roam and causing a lot of time problems for Texas A&M, as both of these kitchen rounds have been fairly close for both teams.
Yeah, honestly, I think a big problem with MSU's defense on this site so far has been just giving up the above control. So normally you would want to have at least one person above to shoot drones or anything and then just fall back, but they've been playing nobody above, which really gives Texas A&M the control that they need. So Walling probably is going to go upstairs, try to hunt down some drones, maybe hunt down some players as well, and really just try to be a nuisance.
Yeah, if Texas A&M can pick off Walling early, that's going to be massive for their team because Walling is
5 seconds left.
basically a absolute monster
Attackers must locate
for
and
Texas A&M to
defuse the
deal
bomb.
with. When he's alive, Texas A&M team seems to play a lot more timid, but the second that he goes off the board, Texas A&M seems to try to almost catch fire and really start to get their attacks moving. So Walling will be starting, I believe, on the 2nd floor, or he actually go all the way up to the 3rd floor, and it looks like this time Texas A&M's not going to try anything, as he will start to open up some windows just to alert the attackers that his presence is on piano.
Yeah, one thing interesting we saw from the Meister at the beginning of the round, though, actually, is that the hatch is open in freezer instead of closed. Maybe that's allowing Walling to drop back down and save his life. But now they're all stacking outside of the bakery, knowing that 2 people are no longer here and that Walling is off-site. So the pressure is going to come in really soon. Jaeger being blinded, able to trade off the 1, but Wamai is still here. Wamai gets actually 1 before he dies, setting it into the 3v3. So very well played from the bakery players, actually being able to get the 2 picks that they need. And now these 2 players are still above, actually. Walling can create a lot of pressure, and Golden drops the hatch that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, now you're going to have the 2 players on site and the 3 remaining Tamu players to attempt to basically put pressure on the 2 site players, as they have to also deal with Walling. As Walling is above, he will be coming for a flank at some time. They have to be very careful here, because if they miss-drone him, it's going to be very problematic. As they do see him, Walling does know that he's been found. Walling will probably retreat back to dining. Never mind, he wants to go for the kills, and he's going to get punished for it. His Dow is sitting there waiting, and that's going to be Walling off the board. It's going to be up top control for Texas A&M with 1:15 left. Massive pick for them, and now they have that 3v2 advantage on a site where it is very hard to hold with 2 people.
Yeah, nice shot coming out of down there. That's usually a pretty tight angle to get like view onto. But Jaeger just getting aggressive into prep. There's only 1 inside a bakery, so if he gets this pick, that could be a huge momentum shifter.
Yeah, this Jaeger might be able to get a pick onto a player above. I believe the wall is muted, so or not. Golden missing multiple opportunities to get kills, as this attack is kind of just stalling out. I don't know if Habana had opened the wall yet. Oh, she is opening the wall now. And they will have to push in here. Habana does head to the diffuser, so if Chief can get a kill onto the Habana, that should be the round win for Michigan State. Habana sneaking in, needs to make sure she pays attention to where Chief is. She'll find Chief. She's going to go for the next pick and going to get it onto Polyblob, and that's going to be the round win for Texas A&M. Very, very slow, but once it got going, they took him out right away. Very interested to see that the Chief, knowing where that last player was, going to get that kill instead of going for the plant. Very, very good play from Texas A&M on that attack.
Yeah, good read coming out of Texas A&M as well. Being able to notice that, hey, Walling isn't here, we can push into Bakery now. Because normally they're playing Walling and Coat or by Small Bake, and then one person inside of Bakery and one person inside of Prep. Noticing that weakness there and taking advantage of it. Just well played by Texas A&M there.
Yeah, this is exactly what Texas A&M wants going into Michigan State's last round of defense. They want to have an opportunity to make this game 3-3. If they can come out of this with 3-3 and go onto their defensive side, which they have been much stronger at, I believe for most of the game, they have a very, very good chance of winning this one.
Attackers
Yeah,
need to
Texas
locate
A&M
and
has
defuse
had
as many
very good
bombs as
defenses so far. So going into a 3-3 would make it definitely a lot more pressure on the MSU side. But right now they have to deal with the top floor side. Last time this didn't go so well for Texas A&M. This losing a lot of their early gunfights to Walling, just kind of running around that cigar area.
Yeah, so once again, as I've said multiple times before, this round is that on their checklist has to be get rid of Walling and basically just take that control, limit the flanks from the
10 seconds left.
the defenders, and they will be much, much better.
5 seconds left.
Is Walling going for a spawn peek? No, he's just placing down ADS. He was getting very aggressive on that window for a moment, but he's just going to play it a little bit more passive and wait for a bit.
You're gonna be very interested to see how Texas A&M switched up their attack this time. I'm thinking that if they try to go for Piano again without opening those hatches before and getting a good angle onto Walling or getting bearings of where he is, things are going to be very difficult for them. So they're definitely going to be a little bit more. I'm losing the word for it right now. Vigilant in their initial play before their executes to make sure that they know where Walling is and they know where to avoid him, so they don't get picked off early.
Yeah, looks like trying to get the early pick from that new balcony, but Walling just is the king of this position, wants to run around and try to take every gunfight that he can.
Yeah, he's trying to get the peaks, but this Ayana is going to be in. He's going to see him. The Ayana will go down immediately as Walling takes it out, but they're going to be pushing into Piano right away, so they will have the Piano wall open, and they're going to have to find a way to take out Walling, who's playing on top of, basically on the bomb right now. And I believe Texas A&M knows of his position, but they have a lot to work. They have a lot they have to get done in 1 minute and 40 seconds to have a good chance of winning this attacking round.
Yeah, Walling considering dropping here, probably feeling a little bit more pressure, doesn't want to overextend his welcome anymore. But they're just now getting inside of the building and starting to pressure this guy out, and this, Wamai should have most of his charges up already.
Yeah, he should have all 5 charges, but Hibachi going to take out the Wamai. As the first pick of the game is going to go down, Ionic Drone going to basically bait out where Walling is. Walling has an opportunity to land some shots, not going to be able to land them though, unfortunate for him. He is definitely spotted on this bomb, and if he gets any kills here, I'm going to be very, very surprised. Camu needs to basically just kill him off the bomb, but he will take out Dow, he will take out Chief, and he will light up another, but he will finally go down to the guy in Skylight, as it's now a 3v3, so that was a good evening up play from Walling, as they're going to nade out the Maestro Cam, but it will actually get sucked into the Wamai, very unfortunate. But Hibachi going to take out one, will get retraded by Polybob. Polybob going to be kind of lit. Polybob is going to fire in random shots, get a double kill, and Volley will take out Podwalk as Michigan State will take this defensive round.
Yeah, somehow Walling gets away with 2 there, which honestly is just insane from that point of view. Getting stuck in a really bad position and still able to make the most out of it, getting the 2 frags that he needed, and then just falling off, or at least trying to before getting picked off from the Skylight. Well played by him, and that really set his team up into a position to take that round and and send us into a 4-2 split.
Yeah, it looked like some major communication issues from Texas A&M there. They just weren't able to. The Iana just didn't communicate that they was the Jaeger still playing in the bomb. They didn't check it, and he got 2 free kills for it. And well, that's really what turned the round around. They couldn't get rid of Walling until they got it to a 3v3, and then, you know, from there it's kind of a toss-up when you're in a 3v3 situation. Hibachi was able to get that first pick, unable to get the next one, and Pauly ended up
Defenders, protect
getting
your
2
bombs
more
from being
as
defused
Volley
by
had just
attackers.
finished off the other guy. So gave Michigan State that a little bit more of a comfortable 4-2 lead here. But Texas A&M going on the defense, they're at about where they want to be at the switch.
Yeah, Texas A&M having some interesting strats here. Choosing to put holes into Freezer and hold it with a Goyo shield in there, actually. So the Goyo shield will allow them to fall off and shoot it if they do end up taking that Freezer control. But pushing in will be a lot more difficult now for the attacking side of MSU, since that constant pressure from the shield will have to be dealt with properly.
Yeah, so basically
Attackers objective.
what Texas A&M is basically trying to do is they're trying to get the team to go for the piano wall, and by castling the piano door, it makes it very, very difficult for you to get multiple angles on it, and then that shield being inside of the freezer kind of just tops it all off, as it is very, very difficult to, take control of piano when you have, the castle barricade protecting you, as the smoke will put his shield inside of Cigar. So basically the whole drop, you have to basically take multiple gunfights to get some pretty simple control that a lot of teams just give away.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to clear the smoke out, but it's also going to be very hard to kill this pixel angle. Walling just not afraid at all, trying to take the fight. Actually will hit him once, it sounds like, but no damage coming through here. Smoke getting close with the shotgun, and does swing and end up killing Walling. And he's also able to get out completely safe, so really well played by Praise, playing it to the best of his abilities, and also getting the kill for it.
Yeah, that was really great play by Praise, and that's honestly what's going to give the Tamu side a massive advantage here. Is, that's the top fragger. He did no damage to Praise, and Praise got away with it scot-free, as Chief is all the way on the bottom floor, as Polyvlob is holding an angle onto the second floor. Very interesting position for Chief to be in. I think he's going to rotate up later for that C4 to kill the planter, as Spin going to be using his Twitch drone to take out a lot of the utility that Podwalker has to work with here.
Yeah, Twitch actually being really useful here, taking out of all the utility that she needs. Well, Mai's playing really passive on this door, though. Maybe scared of somebody swinging his new Valk, but for now he's able to hold on. With the window being broken, though, he will fall out, though. We'll treat all the way back. So there are 4 people inside a piano, but they still have this freezer shield that they haven't dealt with yet.
Yeah, as Polyblob's going to take out Hibachi, who's on that shield, so that's a huge pick, as the shield guy is not going to get replaced very soon. And now that freezer guy is gone, Michigan State hasn't attacked Poly, trying to get another pick, and what is going on out? What? I don't know, man. There's 2 guys running out there, very, very interesting to see. One of them will get picked off, and their locations will be known. As now the defenders are looking in a pretty rough spot, as Podwalker is going to have to try to take down Spin. It's going to get very, very difficult for him, as the plant's going to be going down. Praise needs to stop this plant. Podwalker is not going to be able to get any kills. Praise is going to get taken out by Volley. Volley will take out Praise. And it's going to be all up to Podwalker, who's trying to rotate through. Podwalker going to get in a gunfight with Volley and lose it out, as Michigan State takes a 3rd round in a row. A 3rd round in a row.
There's not much to say from Michigan State's side. They were able to clean it up at the end, but Texas A&M really just throwing for no reason, it seems like. Peeking when they don't need to, getting over-aggressive. Just simple mistakes that can definitely be avoided here. The double run out did make sense originally if they wanted to get the sledge, but as we saw, the sledge dropped and was long gone. He was already dropped red by the time the Goyo died. So the call out must have came really late for them to try to go for that info. But really just the easy pick for the Twitch, a little bit of a whiff there, but probably not expecting to see 2 people just run outside that door.
Yeah, I don't know why Texas A&M got super aggressive there. They had really good control of the majority of the site, and if they had those 2 extra guys up on that site, it makes things a lot more difficult for Michigan State, and so Michigan State kind of got a little bit blessed with the fact that double go around occurred.
Now this is interesting. Texas A&M decided to go downstairs, even though they had control for the majority of that round on the upstairs side. So maybe not feeling comfortable with it. But honestly, that doesn't make sense because the way they just played it was fine up until the last like minute of the round.
Yeah, it looks like Texas A&M opening a lot of holes, a lot of angles for some pretty heavy defense. Dow going to use his shield on the back of White to deny the White push. And they don't have a castle, which is generally brought on this site, so it's pretty interesting to see that they're just going to leave the backside open. Looks like Podwalker is just going to try to play it with his life, make things kind of difficult, but there is a rotate. That's a rotate there into Freezer. It'll be very interesting to see how Michigan State decides to attack this, as this is a very, very open defensive setup.
Yeah, so this is the extension that some teams use. It's a very good hold to do if you have the coordination to pull it off, because it takes so much coordination on the other side to clear this. You need to clear multiple angles at once, and it's extremely difficult for the attackers. So it'll be interesting to see how MSU wants to go about this attack and where they're going to end their push.
Yeah, Walling getting very aggressive in small bakery, and he will likely push in here soon, as that's what he's been doing almost all game. Or all match so far, as Volley looks like he has cleared the top 2 floors, so this is a completely horizontal hold, as the attackers will take control of above and start opening up those angles, as Walling going to probably get in a gunfight here with Chief very, very soon as he starts to hit open that main door. Walling going to get a little bit lit up from Chief. And we'll continue to take multiple gunfights with a few different people on the defense.
Yeah, Walling is trying to create some solo pressure down here by himself while the rest of his team gets this vertical play. But the thing that's good about this hold is that you don't need to sit inside a site since all the site is opened already. So a lot of these players are just going to be sitting outside the site, holding the surrounding area, which won't allow for the attackers to easily get in here. So they will need to clear one of these areas where it's the VIP or bakery, but something will need to happen here to enable this attack.
Yeah, Volley going to get the first pick and take down Praise. That's a nice pick for MSU. And that's going to be your smoke off the board. That's a really big pick. He's just going to drop into sight. I don't think anyone, I think one person knows that he's in sight, but no one else does, as Volley's just walking around the site. He's going to take out Walling, but the whole Michigan State team is just vibing inside of the bakery site, but it doesn't matter because Podwalker, he's going to come in and take out 2. They're not vibing anymore because they are dead, and Golden going to get trapped in Freezer. This is not looking good for him, as he's going to get fragged out. Spin's going to take down Chief, and it's going to get a 1v1, or he's going to take a 1v1 with Podwalker, not going to be able to get the kill in the 1v3 situation. And things do not look good for Michigan State right now.
Yeah, honestly, well played from Podwalker. They're able to get the 2 kills. All down to, well, not anymore, as Spin finally gets picked off. But I believe that was the right play to drop. But honestly, very interesting from Texas A&M to make that on-the-fly call. Hey, let's just drop this hatch and go try to take site, considering there's all those angles that they need to worry about. I think it would have worked out if the first person dropping had the diffuser and they're able to get behind bunker, but just not working out in their favor. A little bit unfortunate there towards the end of the round with Pod lining up the 2 kills downstairs. But well played by Texas A&M, really understanding how that strat's supposed to work and able to lock it down.
Yeah, really good job by Dow, not like getting off that angle when that player dropped and just allowing his teammates to really put in a lot of the work to end up picking off all those kills, because if Dow dies there, that's a really big loss, and the fact that he just backed off was really smart from him, and that really helped his team out a lot because he was able to apply that pressure from White stairs that he wouldn't have been able to be applying if he was dead. And we're going to see them go back to Bar now. Bar is a site that they played well at the beginning of last round. Men, pretty sure you can agree with that.
Yes, I can. But it looks like they're doing, yeah. So this is just the exact same setup coming out. Hopefully they'll hold it a little bit better now without all the overly aggressive peeking. But honestly, it looked really good for them. They stalled so much time in this pixel position. They stalled so much time under Skylight and just pushing, and the smoke got the first pick onto Walling. Looked all good for them, and then just over-aggression, over-peeking. So honestly, I think Texas A&M will take this round now, and we'll send it over to the tertiary site where the future test will be. But of course, they still need to be able to hold this.
Yeah, this round is extremely important for Texas A&M, almost even more important than tertiary site. because if they can't hold bar, it's going to be very difficult for them to win this match if they can only hold kitchen because they don't have the rounds to, play around with that. As Walling going to be walking through the first floor, and he's probably going to come in contact with Chief, who is on cams. Oh no. And Chief will get off cams and die to Walling, who went down there and got his work done, and Walling going to be going up red stairs now to go clear the second floor.
Yeah, good read from Walling. They probably had a drone on him somewhere, but with that ADS gone, I think the smoke wants to get out, but Walling a little bit too fast for him. Smoke getting caught in the sprinting animation and gets picked off really early from Walling. Walling looking for his third kill there, but this castle barricade is going to protect him from picks a little bit. And honestly, they might just try to run in here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I wouldn't be surprised if Walling just says, okay, guys, give me some drones. I'm flying on in here. As he could probably take out at least one more player before he gets taken down. As Podwalker playing in piano, doing the best he can, but he can't really do much from his position as he keeps getting forced out. Same with Dow, has a lot of sights looking at him, can't really afford to peek too much here, as if he dies, the round is arguably pretty lost for the defenders.
Yeah, it looks like they are still trying to clear out this one by getting the flashbangs in, trying to burn the ADS. He'll just fall off of the shield, honestly playing passive. Probably the right choice here. He doesn't want to get too aggressive and risk his life. But Texas A&M does need to start getting picks in here, and Hibachi gets the first one, starting it off well. But they really need to equalize here.
Yeah, this is where the secondary shield in Freezer comes in really, really well, because now the attackers don't even have piano control, and Hibachi still has a really strong hold. But one player is going to get through. The shield will stay up. Hibachi going to take a little bit more damage, and Walling playing in a very good position. Does not have any wall bangs to throw in there, and he's going to probably try to go over and take out Podwalker. He's going to get closer and closer to him. Podwalker's got to be careful. Spin's actually going to go down to Podwalker, as Volley will refrag Pod, and now Dow will down and take out Walling, and so now things are going to get very intense as there's one player on white stairs. Diffuser is down, and the castle cannot get the kill, and Polly will take out Dow. Very, very unfortunate play from the defense. They're once again so close to having the round and just are unable to close it out in the end.
Yeah, Texas A&M playing it really well there at the end. But at the beginning, just getting picked off by Walling. I think they had a drone on... It was Chief below, able to figure out that Goyle was below there. But afterwards, it all really came down to the ones. Thermite able to win them out in the end. But kind of looking scary for MSU considering it was a 5v3.
Yeah, just does not look too good from Texas A&M right now, and they're going to basically take their test early rather than late, and they're going to go to the reading site right away, get it out of the way, and
defuse as many bombs as they can.
honestly, well, it's probably better than going bar, as they've not had a lot of luck on bar tonight, and, well, last time we were in this situation, Menda, Texas A&M pulled it out, took it to OT, won in OT, so we can say they've been here before, but it has a lot, well, it has actually the same consequences before as well. So Texas A&M is a very resilient team, and they should be able to give a good fight here till the very end. But Michigan State, all they have to do is close out here. If they can do that, they will be moving on to the Elite 8 in CR6 Premier.
5 seconds to insertion.
The problem with this site right now is
Attacker's
that
objective is to locate
this
a bomb
screams
and
for me
defuse
that
it.
Texas A&M is not comfortable on their upstairs hold. They don't like their upstairs hold for whatever reason, and it's just not working out. Maybe they're not getting the picks they want, they're not getting the angles they want. It's just not working out in their favor. But even if they win this round here, they need to win Bakery and then Bar. So regardless, they still need to figure out a way to win that Bar site if they want to push it into overtime.
Yeah, most definitely, and they have this double shield play. Oh no, they're going to go. Michigan State, with rounds to spare, has decided that it is going to be smarter for them to just go for the rush. Honestly, not a bad idea. Walling on the other side.
Pod has
ready
the info.
for it.
Pod
Oh, man.
has the info here that they're all going to be coming through this door.
Yeah, if I'm the Pulse right now, I am hella scared because I have a UMP and they have pretty good guns. Surprised
they
the
drone the pulse because they gave up this rush?
yeah, very unfortunate. I know Golden had a drone inside of the reading site, so they might have saw him
Yeah,
there.
I think they droned out the pulse and saw that he had the info and decided to not rush. So now they will go for the standard pick, but honestly, that rush wasted so much time because they were all set up for it. First pick will go to Volley though, as he picks off Keith. That is the Goyo off the board.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice pick, as that's a C4 gone too. And you now have a pretty big advantage as Walling takes out Dow, which basically leaves the defense in a 3v5. Hibachi going to get a refrag on a volley, and it's going to be all down to Hibachi, Praise, and Podwalker to keep Texas A&M hopes alive. As Hibachi, if he can pull off another pick or two here with this low health that he does have, that could be massive for his team.
If they figure out that Pod is the only one in sight and he just died, this is really bad for Texas A&M now. Nobody on site. Praise is rotating over as fast as he can now. We'll get the first pick onto Walling, but immediately refragged all onto the Jaeger now. Low on HP as well. Will need to clutch up a 1v3 if he wants to take this into OT. Gets the first pick, but the plant starts going down. He really needs to get down fast if he wants to save this round.
Yeah, Hibachi going to have to basically
Activating the diffuser.
play this almost perfectly, as you know, they have fire bolts to deny the defuse. He's literally one firebolt away from death, and the players are in great positions. He can't see any of them from above. They have a drone on him too, so Hibachi's location is known, and the firebolt coming out, he can't even cross there because of the firebolt. Very smart play from Michigan State, just to basically stall out time. And another firebolt comes out here, and that's going to be about it for Hibachi. Smoke will come out. Hibachi going to have to run in. Going to get pre-fired by Spin. Spin going to take him out, and that's going to be a win for Michigan State, as they will advance to the round of 8 in CR6 Premier Playoffs, taking down Texas A&M 2-1, 7-4 on Oregon, losing 8-6 on Villa, and winning 7-3 here on Cafe. Congratulations to Michigan State, and we will have an interview for you shortly. And we are back with Golden here from Michigan State, the winning team. Golden, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing well. Just watched your match.
Yeah,
So
very exciting.
I guess we'll start off the questions right away. So you guys go from, your map pick of Oregon. You guys are down 4-2 at the split. What's going through your heads there to win 5 rounds in a row on defense?
Well, first we were happy with our 2-4. Honestly, getting 2 rounds on attack on Oregon's actually pretty good, and we were happy with that. And that happiness came into defense, and we were confident, and we just kept going. We just kept the roll going. The vibe was up. We were just killing, getting good trades, good comms, and it felt good.
So you guys win Oregon pretty handily. You go on to Villa. You get a 6-3 lead. You guys are looking like you're gonna win. Take the match 2-0. How did you guys pick yourself up after that big comeback that Texas A&M made?
Well, a couple of us, including myself, were pretty upset after that. After they came back from Villa, a couple of us were upset because of our individual performance, and one of our teammates, a couple of our teammates, decided to just keep the vibe up. I think a lot of it was mental game, and we decided to just keep the vibe up. Everyone said a good thing that happened during the game, and we went into cafe with the best mood possible, and it showed off.
And I guess one last question for me. Does Walling always have no fear, or is that just something that was happening tonight?
Yeah, he never has fear. He just runs and guns. I mean, that's what he does. He's our Ash main.
All right, makes sense. Man, do you got any questions?
Honestly, no questions over here. You pretty much answered all of them with that Villa question about going down and pushing it into overtime and how the reset happened. But Walling was a huge part of your
Yes.
attack. So how do you see you guys doing in the next match?
Well, we're gonna prepare more. We're gonna watch the VOD and make sure that we fix any mistakes that happened. But I think a lot of what was happening was our mental game, and that played a big toll on a couple rounds, especially the first round in Cafe, where we were still a little overconfident and we were peaking. But we're just gonna make sure that we're coming in ready with the best mindset and also preparing for what needs to be done on attack and defense.
All
Great. Well,
right.
I have no more questions for you here. So thank you for coming in for the interview and good luck in your next match.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, you just heard Golden from the winning team, Michigan State University, as they take their round of 16 match 2-1 over Texas A&M. Congratulations to them. But stay tuned. We have another big match coming up for you as Oklahoma State will be taking on New Jersey Institute of Technology. We will be having that game shortly, probably in the next 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And hope you stick around for it. It's going to be a good one. And we'll see you then. It's been Snail and Mend.
The rain crashing down all around this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you